breath. A reminder to check your mic profile in the Go XLR app, and disable OneDrive for 24 hours.
Yo, Leopard, how you doing? We only have 2 sets today, and then we are done. I'm gonna give time for folks to make their way in, so expect an extended intro screen here. Probably start in less than 10 minutes. But given the stream's going to be so short today, I want to give folks time to get in, so. Let's run the clip, the big clip. Give some time for people to come in. Eventually, the bloodlust consumes you. You find yourself compelled to murder your own units. The giant pile of blood, goo, and bodies. That's fucking dark. There's so many dead bodies there. I've never seen that in my life. This is graphic. We're actually at the stage of graphic at this point, I think. Power goes down at least. Oh, the clustered shot on the villagers. That was filthy. And a disaster for Maxime, who needs every vill he can get. Siege tower. The double-layered walls from Zidanic to prevent the tower hop. He poked... Oh my goodness, did you see that? He poked the gate through the outer wall, Kamiux with the extra range on their melee attack, and he's going to try to poke and break in. I've never seen this before. This is crazy. Doesn't quite manage it. Should get it in a moment. It's borderline. Down it goes, and the Kamiux managed to break the gate down and break in. Ladashek is in the back of the base. Honestly, it's hard to spoil this. This is going to be great no matter what. When you have 30 bunks out. No conversions at all. No conversions at all. One cataphract, two cataphracts, that's it out of all those monks. There, that's 2,000 gold getting shot in. Tricky bounty, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Bombard takes out one of the trebs. Oh, big shot on the skirms there. 59 archers for Zdanik. Got to be careful to replace that one. He may not have noticed. Another big shot from the bombards takes out another 4 or 5 skirms. And another shot. Oh, God, they were clustered up. I think every single skirmisher took damage on that hit. Zdanik getting insane value out of one bombard cannon. And the petard takes out the bombard cannon. Let's go, Chad. Thank you for flaring a Latishek. That is wacky as anything. Here we go, Chad. Keep going. You gotta keep going. He's gonna one-shot the TC. Oh, the Mango Desperation Mangonels. The market goes down. The TC goes down. The Super Monkey Cart doesn't have enough wood gathered for another lumber camp. And I gotta say that this game is over. All right. Chopsticks coming out to try to fight the castle drop-off. Ville to Ville. And hit the bongos. Chopsticks, I think, is going to get this castle down. I don't think Super Monkey Car is going to be able to punch this off. And he's going to lose a bunch of vills once the castle does go up. Amazing castle drop from Chopsticks. Could have been positioned slightly better, but should get the job done. Petard's on the way. He's going to petard the vills. He's going to petard the vills. He's just going to get in range of the castle. Oh, it might be 4 volleys to kill the castle. That's crazy. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Look at the castle. The rocket cars just destroyed it. Maxi's going to get bulldozed by these rocket carts. I got to clip that. The villagers, they're not there. That's not going to work. That is not going to work. Hey, doing Conky Wonky. We're getting a great sense of how the battle felt like it was going to go for Levi and why he chose to dive. Oh, no. Oh, huge shot from the Mangonels on the crossbow mass. What a defense from Levi. Unbelievable hits. They go down, though, and Naruto Sherry maintaining control. Ville's getting eaten. Will the Shrimp... Maybe he's just going to... He's going to chop... I think he's going to chop the gold and then connect it. But he could go like... That's fine. That's acceptable. He's just got to make sure that that hits that. I think he's got the rest of it up. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Clear Love's like, I'm getting these 3 points. What's happening in Red's base?
Fuck Microsoft!
I don't know. This is a very dignified war. Everybody stand exactly 80 meters apart and throw your javelins at each other. Nobody move. No, you're not allowed to dodge. Only throw. Here he's trebbing the Wonder. We knew. I called this. I called this 50 minutes ago. We were going to see a Wonder get trebbed down. How did I know? Not the most ridiculous call, to be fair, but I knew it. I just knew this was going to happen with these 2 bounties, man. And the Wonder goes down. Frozen Flame just lost all the res for that Wonder. He did not delete, chat. Only got 4. Is this some sort of relic gift? Reggie, stop saying hi. So he's trying to gift a relic to the opponent so that he'll let him trade with him. So who's going to win? He's like, if I give you a relic, will you let me trade? Smart Guy has 30. Dragulor Freya has 43. So she's winning in the Scorp War. And here we go. The Scorpions were not shooting at the other Scorpions. They all were shooting at one Woad Raider off to the side. And now
it's actually sick micro
I don't
from
even
Smart
know.
Guy.
Microing the... Get him, chat. Fucking get him. Smack those Bavish militia for standing around.
I need to give more things for chat to throw at the screen. Chat doing things to the screen is the best. Thank you. Thank you for demonstrating the point.
Thank you. Thank you. This is great. Look, even Leopard knows. Leopard, it's got to be painful looking at this. If you don't win this game, you're going to come back to this moment and fight for AT-41 right there. Oh, now with the Megan L coming in. Onager comes in and lands 2 huge Onager shots, taking out all of AT-41's arms. Third shot lands. Unbelievable. Huge
crazy.
comeback from Not Sure. Looked like AT-41 just about had that wrapped up with the Hussars all dying vainlessly. But boy, 3 sick, almost 4 Onager shots now from Not Sure to turn this back. And will the Ballista Elephant kill the Wolf? Or will the Wolf kill the Ballista? The Wolf.
I keep going to turn it off, but the
Closing in
clips
on
are
the
so
kill
good.
here, chat.
I want to see the Ballista die of the Wolf again.
Oh
Get him.
no!
Fucking get him. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
If only that was the Castle Age TC. The tower's defending the castle here, taking Vills out left and right.
Chopsticks. built
Unbelievable
the tower
pressure here from
just to
Chopsticks.
Get rid of the Bills hitting the foundation.
Yeah, something I've
'Cause
never
he doesn't
seen.
have a university.
I have 20,000 hours, and I've never seen a tower built to protect
I didn't
the
wanna
foundation
wait for-
of a castle from villagers. I
didn't
have
wanna
never
wait
seen
for-
that. Not once. Another castle from Chopsticks. So
This
he's
is
got to be
such a dumb
careful with
game,
the
I love
ram
it.
there, though. Oh, the heist is underway. The heist is happening.
The low elos pulling
Will
one
Volcorn
over on the
notice?
high elos is so good. It's like third one in a row.
And how much gold is he going to get? Is this going to do it? The carts are 44 gold each. So if the carts make it back without dying, he needs roughly 12 of them to make it back. Chad, 11? 15. He's got 662 gold in his
Three
hands.
bombards, a TC, and a castle.
And they managed to squeak past the
And, like,
bombard
3 of them took
towers,
damage,
the
I
town
think, 2
center
of them.
and the castle.
One of them died. One
And
of them took
Leopard has
damage.
656
One of them took a
gold.
lot of
15
damage.
of his carts survive.
I believe.
And
Yeah.
will drop off. So Leopard is in line for a bounty claim here. Both players set up at the moment as Volcorn.
That last one is like, it's such a good one to end on because it's like the absolute epitome of what this tournament is someone running in with a whole bunch of freaking trade cards against someone 300 elo higher than them in the middle of this insane battle. I don't know if you could get much better than that. Maybe we can, because we've got 2 sets left to cast here. Volcorn Kex and Arg 2 and Chopsticks versus Volcorn Kex. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to take off. I'm going to change what's on it slightly. 1 second. So I'll explain what's happening and what. So Lighty scheduled his game and then was unable to play due to a variety of issues. And his opponent tried to waited as long as he could. He had another set to play today. Volcorn Kex played both of his sets today. So waited as long as he could, wasn't able to wait any longer, had to like go do life stuff in between bookending his day with 2 Age of Empires 2 sets. And I ended up having to replace him with Arg, who was available. And I incentivized Arg by saying that I would pay him. I don't know what it works out to. I think it's $13 a game or something. $13 a bounty or something. I don't know what it is. Whatever a third of 50 is for every bounty claim that he gets against Volkorn Keck. So Arg is incentivized. He won't get any points for the tournament. Lighty's dropping out of the tournament. And so right now, Latashek technically in the 4 spot. So if you were a Latashek fan or if you're a Latashek yourself, that's some pretty good news. But Volkorn Kex could jump up a whole bunch here. And that Chopsticks versus Volkorn Kex, everybody in the tournament, I think, is going to be at risk except for Tagawa. And well, let's see. Yeah, Chopsticks could leapfrog literally everybody with a sweep. Volkorn Kex, depending on how his game goes, could very easily end up in 2nd or 3rd place. So Arg is going to be very incentivized to defend his position here. $14, I agree. Let's get things going. Oh, wait. That's going to bother me unless I fix it right now. Oh, I do have to make sure that the actual YouTube stream isn't... Yeah, it is actually running. Okay. Because that's like the long-term VOD, because Twitch deletes VODs after 2 months or whatever. But here we go. So if you're wondering why it says ARG 2, that's just because it makes administrative things easier. The funny thing would be is if ARG gets enough points in this set to qualify a second time, is ARG 2. That would be... That'd be something. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Oh, I may have to... Okay, wait. Maybe that did it. All right. Let's see what game 1 bounties were for Arg and Volkorn Kex. And thanks to Arg for being a good sport and stepping in. And thanks for Volkorn Kex for trying as hard as he could for Lighty. And my apologies to Lighty. He's a great competitor. I hope we see him in future tournaments. I'm going to be running at least 3 or 4 more this year that I think he might be interested in. So hopefully we see him again at one of those. But here we go. Arg is going for, oh no, Lubov's Discount Day. Produce at least 75 Militia and Dark Age and win. And Volkorn Kex is going for the One Ring. Select a villager named Frodo to touch an enemy's town center, survive, and win. That is an awesome combination of bounties. I could legitimately see either player winning here. Volkorn Kex says, uh-oh, as he sees the Goths. The Goths have a pretty defined strategy in this tournament. Too obvious. Almost always people pick Goths for Lubov's Discount Day. I think we've seen a couple other civs, but yeah. Did I up the... I think I increased the number of militia going into the group stage from 60 to 75, I'm pretty sure, for level 3. I think this used to be 60 militia. I don't remember if I did or not. I may have just increased the lower ones. But yeah, Arg in red here in the west, if he wants to win this game and get the bounty points, and he needs, so he's incentivized via cash, it'll go to his prize pool that he gets accumulated at the end of the tournament. I'm putting that on silent now. Don't you dare distract me, notifications. It's like it knows when my head looks away from the phone. It's creepy as hell. Arg is going to have forward gold. Does he have any rear gold? That's on the outside. That's way out there. Uh-oh. Could be easy to shut down the spam here if Volkorn plays it right. Volkorn playing as the Berbers in the east. And I wonder when he's going to go try to poke the town center. Or if. He doesn't need many points to get into like a 3rd or 4th place position. Again, if we take a quick peek at the rankings, you'll see Volkorn Kex there at number 7 is 4 points. He would need 10 across the 2 sets in order to get past Arg. So I think if he gets a single win here, going up against Chopsticks will be his best bet to try and get the points he needs to slip into 2nd place. But you could also see Chopsticks hopping all the way up and maybe going into a bronze medal spot. So kind of a huge pair of sets here. What's a third of 55? What is it? 16, 32, 48. So it's like $16 or something. Yeah, for every bounty claim that Arg gets, he gets 16 extra dollars. So I figured, because otherwise he could just play to deny Volcorn Kex. So I wanted to actually incentivize him to actually like go for bounties. I don't know how else to put it. I didn't want him to sit back and deny and only. So I think that's pretty good. The bounty prize for the most bounty claimed, in theory, he could get the same amount. If he pulls a clean sweep off on Volcorn Kex, he gets $50, right? That's pretty sweet. This was a decision I made to make the tournament move along, because this needs to be done on Sunday. It doesn't need to be, like, with a period, but I really need it to be. I gotta start doing life stuff. I got a big period of time coming up I gotta deal with. And I'm hopeful at the end of it that I'm gonna be able to do higher quality streams, possibly even. That's a lofty goal, but we'll see. If I get faster internet, I'll be able to simul stream, like actually, instead of having it go to a service that sends it to two other things, I'll be able to individually stream to Twitch and YouTube and I don't know, wherever else. So that might be on the horizon for the channel for the next tournament I run. I'm behind on making the promotional material for the next tournament I want to run. Doing a lot of stuff. Arg's got his first few militia out here, and he's already going to attack. The first unit of the game here is going to be Volcorn Kex if he doesn't pay attention to his scout. I'm not sure why he was fighting that. Maybe he thinks it's just going to be a drush. But no. No. The flow has begun. The incessant goth militia spam. So the number we're going to want to watch is Arg's deaths versus Volcorn Kex kills. I guess we have to... Well, yeah, he's not going to make anything else except Militia and Dark Age, so yeah. And then we subtract or ignore the scout depending on if it's alive or not. Because Arg doesn't need to have 75 alive at the same time. They just need to have been produced in Dark Age. Oh yeah, Gamba's up. What are you gonna do, Volcorn Kex? If it's not making a ton of archers as fast as you can, and probably building a tower, you're in trouble. At least when he gets to Feudal Age, his buildings will get extra armor. And it's good that he's walled in. This should be, I would even joke around, I would have this full walled. It's a 2k5 and Volcorn Kex is a 1700-ish, 1650, like... Okay, that is an okay tower. I will rate that a 6.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good tower. I might have liked it. I guess he's a little worried about the goal, but he's not going to get tower rushed. There won't be any ranged units, not for a long time from Arg. He's currently at 12 produced. And Volcorn Kex throwing some scout. He went scouts? That's a mistake. This should 100% have been an archery range as soon as you saw the Goths. Unless you were trying to FC, that's got to be a range. And this has to not be farms. This has to be a range. At least he's banking the scouts now. That's got to get closed. You can't afford to keep garrisoning your vills. That's part of the damage of what's happening here. This is like kind of fall. It's on tenterhooks at the moment. It looks worse than it is. Ooh, Arg's actually housed at the moment. He's up to 17 militia. Just lost another scout. Blacksmith. Maybe he's thinking bloodlines and forging or something. I wonder if that would do it. He had enough of them, maybe. Well, that worked up there. If he can make enough scouts, maybe he can hold this off. I wonder if Volkord Kex perhaps practiced this. This isn't looking as bad as I thought it was going to. Arg hasn't been able to break in anywhere. It may have been too obvious. We've seen this bounty done so many times during the tournament, and Volkord Kex has been watching games, so if he went back and watched and figured out a way to defend this, knowing that he might have to go up against it at some point, then... Or he's just able to intuit what he needs to do to not throw. Oh, that's going to get taken down, though. So first damage here is going to be that Vill. All this, and so far Arg has a single villager. Has killed a bunch of scouts, though. Volkord's lost too many scouts. He needs to bank up like 5 or 6. Again, I go with archers because you're just going to naturally get more value out of them the way that you... Did he not even get that Vill? That Vill didn't even die! Parts of this for Volkord Kex is brilliant. Parts of this I'm loving. Parts of this I'm also very concerned about. He built the back blacksmith and then didn't use it. He is buying himself time by doing this stuff, that's for sure. Let's see here. Volk with 10 kills. Arg at 26 produced, so roughly halfway there now. Just a little bit under. Volk is intensely microing, trying to get value out of the scouts and engage only some of the militia at once. And maybe even take the hill. That's not as good. Militia got the hill there. These guys have been reduced to palisade pounding machines. They should probably just get back into the TC. Arg, I think he's being not aggressive enough. That's open right now. If that gets found, that's going to be bad for Volkord Kex. Overchop at the front. Militia once again break in on this villager. The second time that dude. He's kind of clearing the militia in the north. This is honestly a solid defense, but Arg this entire time has had more vills working. Not by much, though. Res collected is in favor of Arg, though, by a lot. Ideally, Volk finds a way to deal with this before going up, but going up and getting to knights before Arg goes any further also might work, but you're going to sacrifice buildings to do that, so... I think just continuing as is not the worst option at all. Add another wall. Just add another wall. I think Arg's gonna mass up a huge amount. And then I think he's gonna start going up. Because his eco is pretty set up back at home here. He's got 19 farms, he's got like 6 on gold, 3 barracks spewing militia out. I have not seen any sign of Frodo. If Volk manages a bounty claim here, that'd be crazy. He might be kind of still stuck in feudal age. This needs to get re-walled badly. Arg's gonna find this opening. He sees the overchop. But there is still a tower there, that's right. Still, you want a tower behind the wall, not somewhere it can get sliced down. So he still hasn't picked up any upgrades for the scouts. The stable being at the bottom of the hill kind of, you would think, would work in Arg's favor because they're slicing downhill the whole time, but it means the scouts can circle in and take the hill every single time Arg goes to hit that stable. And that probably is the #1 building for Arg to target if he's not going to try to dive in. But again, he does have, like, pretty good amount of militia sitting back. The count here for Arg, so Volcorn Kex with 36 kills, minus 37... 38, because we're subtracting the scout. So 39 plus 39 is, what is that, 60, 78? So I think he's got it. So Arg can go up now. Arg has fulfilled his bounty condition. All he's got to do is go up to Feudal Age, Castle Age. He might not have been able to keep track of how many militia he made. He's probably like, I have 44 alive. Did I really make another 30 already? Yes. Volcorn Kex has played very well here to live through this. The question is, did all of this hurt Arg? I don't even know if it did. He's got 1,600 more res collected. Volcorn Kex hasn't been able to put any counter pressure on. The only difference is that Volk might be inching towards Castle Age. Militia managed to break in, take out a house. Will they actually dive? I don't think so. They're going to lose that fight. Wow. It's a shame he didn't pick up forging. Oh, he did get bloodlines, though. Yeah, he'll win that. Crazy. Arg should take these and stick them inside now, I think. I wonder how many scouts it would take to kill 40 militia. Volkorg's going to go find out. He's going to find out the hard way in a second. See if these scouts pick up on the militia over here. This is Volcorn Kex's point of view. He will find them. All right. Hey, what's over here? Nope. Nope. I'm out. He's probably just like, Yeah. Oh, he's gonna make more scout cavalry though. Oh no. He's got to go Castle Age. He has to go Castle Age, dude. If he just went up, he needs knights. At siege. Oh, that's going to die fast. That's going to die fast. The stand ground patrol tried to stand ground patrol into the house. That's not banned by the tournament rules. And he's trying to take out that house. It's a lot of... Do they have both upgrades? They do. The longer he waits to take this, the worse it's going to get. You got to go now. This is the best fight you're going to get. Just in the next 30 seconds. 30 seconds from now, this will be much worse. He realizes it and he takes the fight. That's good intuition from Volcorn Kex. Arg is going to try and run. House. Oh, you could wall him in. Dude, is that... That might be Frodo. I think that's Frodo. Now, this is an atrocious fight now for Volcorn Kex. He should go up. He cannot take that fight now. I wonder if Arg just goes for it here with the 51 men-at-arms. 51 men-at-arms! Volk did end up with a Vil lead after all this. Arg had to idle a whole bunch to get up to feudal, I think. And maintain his production. That is a lot of units. Could he win with the scouts here? I mean, and half of the things aren't fighting, maybe. But if he okay, he clicked up to Castle Age. Yeah, he needs... I don't even know what to do here. Oh my goodness. This is... He's gonna lose a lot. He should take a fight. But then if he does, he might lose. Should he just send his army to Red's base, maybe? Wait for Light Cav? He could try to wait out for Light Cav, but I say he's at risk of these guys diving in. If our Volkorn Kex would have to fight with every villager. He'd have to fight with every vill. Pick up light cav and have knights out. This, yeah, Arg's gonna go for the TC attack here. And we're gonna find out what happens right now. This is nuts. Volk is a minute and a half away from Castle Age. Are there enough men-at-arms here to slice the TC down? I bet there are. It's going to be borderline. Does he have fletching? Fletching's in a second. That'll help a bit. And he has a tower nearby too. Oh man, that went pretty good for Arg as he clears the army. But is 15 men-at-arms enough to slice down a TC? Oh man, I have no... That's especially their low HP. I don't think he's going to get it. This is... Nobody knows right now. That was incredibly close. A big push there from Arg. Volkorn Hex is up to Castle Age. He has 2 less vills. Arg also up to Castle Age. Still has 16 men-at-arms. But Knights will be on the way from the Berber. Still has 2 stables. The food income is in the floor, in the ceiling, or whatever. It's bad. It's very bad. He has no food. He buys some, I think. Bought food. Sold wood. Trying to get his eco kick started a little here. Maybe... You go monks. Monks or siege. He's got 2 stables for knights. Argo have an easy swap into pikemen with the 3 barracks though. 4 barracks probably by now. Knights, 2 knights can clear that. 2 knights can clear that, I think. 3 definitely can. If he, they do have upgrades. But he's got bloodline. He's got upgrades too. He should have that. Yeah, if he's quick, he might be able to clear enough of Arg's army to stop this from being a nightmare and just being a problem. The game is actually very close. Go kill these. Volkorn's doing decent. I'm pretty worried about this situation though. That's looking sketchy as hell. I don't know what happened to Greg. That went down south. Or Frodo. Pardon me, not Greg. Sorry, it's always Greg. Yeah, he's going to clear the longswords, too. 5 knights versus 12 longswords is manageable when you already have 2 stables out and you have enough res to keep things flowing. Which he's borderline, but he does. The stone vills are really stinging. I'm guessing he doesn't have stone mining. Because this is just painful. It's a lot of... These guys should be getting gold, man. He needs gold right now. And also might want to pull some farmvilles for food. I don't even know. He has nobody on wood. And Arg is going to be able to just spam the longswords. Volkorn Kex needs to get himself into a position where he can keep his stables running. Maybe even add a 3rd stable. And any kind of siege, any kind of secondary unit behind this that can get some extra damage out. Either needs to wait for another 6 knights, because he can't take that fight. Maybe with the hill. And Arg taking a while to wrap. And he's got a tower and helping a little bit. That went better than it should have, for sure. Yeah, that went really good for Volkorn Kex, actually. Arg might not care, though. Arg's like, hey, I still got like a dozen longswords. My eco's still untouched. Like, the game just keeps going like this. Eventually, I'll win. Which is true. Volkorn Kex has to do something different. There's still enough longswords here to finally take out this tower. Tower's helped Volk win 2 fights. It only has 3 kills, I think, but... Between keeping his... it's just been a mental barrier for Arg to want to push past through, and he finally does so here. Those are some low HP longswords. Quick wall? Oh, quick wall there would be sick. I wonder if the 3 knights clear that. They have HP? If he hits the low HP longswords first, he would... Yeah. I don't know if you have that level of micro. I don't know if that level of micro would even work here. He'll probably clear that. There's more longswords coming though. Ooh, and they found the external gold vills. Volkorn Kex. He's got the faster moving Berber villagers though. Longswords are almost as, or pardon me, they're almost as fast as the longswords. So they managed to kind of escape there. Those are decent HP knights. Ooh, that guy needs to get in the action, though. Volkorn Kex keeps winning these fights, I would say. He was not quite winning them. That one he won definitively. And now he has a bit of momentum, actually, which is crazy. He's got 2 more villagers than Arg. Volkorn Kex playing this very well. Those Berber Knights, man. Cheap Knights for the Berbers. And Volk is adding a 3rd TC, I think, at a perfect time. The monks, though. The monks. He needs his own monks immediately. Don't go back there. Well, do not. Why? Why?
Teach yourself how to fly.
All right, they ran away. He must have just hit the return to work button. Ooh, don't throw knights, though. Do not. Oh, he got the monk. You got the monk, and it was 2 low HP knights. He's gonna save one. Okay, all right. No. No. Don't do that. Oh, he's picking off Arg's reinforcements, though. That's nice. Maybe 2 knights worth 5 longswords, 6 longswords, 7 longswords. How many kills I got? 10. Loses 1 knight, and it was the highest HP one. Light Cav gonna go over and try and pick some of the monks off. What? No! It's so fucking close. With the monks, it's over. Make your own fucking monks! Where's Frodo? We missed Frodo. I didn't realize there was a Frodo. Wait. It was this guy. I did find this guy. Alright, here we go. Hold on, we'll go slower, So where does he go? Oh, he found the gates of Mordor. All right, he's got to go around into the fucking spider mine or whatever. What the fuck is happening? How does he get out? No! Run, Frodo! Is it open? He tried, chat. He died for us. There was no eagle waiting for him. Gandalf forgot to. He sent the memo to the wrong eagle. Gandalf did not. He was not there to rescue you. I can't believe that just happened. How did I miss that? Well, now, to be fair, now I understand how Arg missed it. There was a lot going on at your base while that was... I can't believe you did that. Well played. Yeah, you gotta... Okay, see, now the problem is you didn't file your wizard eagle summoning certificate 3 days in advance. If you don't do it 3 days in advance, then... Well, but Jeff, how are you supposed to know you need Eagle 3 days in advance? Cause you're a fucking wizard, Grath. Right. Of course. New hat. All right, well, Arg takes game 1 and gets a bounty claimed. We just made $16, chat. You know, we're not... How am I going to record his points? Well, I'll still record the points like normal. So these points, just so you know, Arg's points that he gets in this set do not apply to his rankings in the tournament, okay? He had his 3 sets that he played. He's playing a fill-in set for Lighty, just so everybody knows, okay? But Volcord Kex, at least he didn't win the game. He didn't win the bounty, but he won our hearts. Aww. Frodo's journey was, thank you for, I looked at him once and I just assumed he died to longswords, I think. But he had a whole epic walk in through a gap, camouflage in the Goldvilles. Wait for the perfect opportunity. If this had been over chopped, you would have made it out. Like, which would have just been ridiculous. That actually would have been a massive... I wonder if that was a blow to Arg when he saw the villain in his base. He's just like, this guy just like do a bounty? And he's just like, that's it. I gotta crank it up. Let's see. Was there an APM spike from Arg? This is around when it happened. That was pretty good. You guys pretty playing in parody there for the most part. Very well played, I think. That was a good game. On to number 2. Why is my chat closed? How you doing, BS Hammer? Did not know about those 10 minutes TC idle time. I would have played more confidently otherwise. I mean, your number 1 takeaway from this is that you are probably should be higher elo. I don't think I could have done that. And I've played a lot of Berbers games. And I've beaten the 2K. And I would say you were like in a, like, look where the game state is at the end of this game. You should not have resigned. You have 5 knights. He has 16 longswords and 3 monks. You put down a monastery and a siege workshop. And you make a couple scorpions, keep making knights, and get 1 or 2 monks out. And, like, you can conceivably do that. He would go up to probably, like, 25 longswords by then. You should have, like, enough that you can take a fight. Or you take the knights you have right this second, and you just fire them into Arg space. And that'll take pressure off. And then defend with Siege. Siege Monk. You have options. You are not dead. Let's go. Number 2. Wallflower for Arg. The hardest bounty, chat, in the Showdown Cup. Are you ready? The first time we've seen it all tournament. Arg doesn't need the points. I think he wants to try to put on a bit of a show here. Wallflower, chat, is the hardest bounty we ever had, other than maybe the Warrior King on the game show. It was, it's notorious for going up to, I think, what was it, $53? They start at $10, and it took 40 some odd attempts for people to complete this bounty in the game show. And the bounty is, all buildings must be on the outside edges of the map and win. All buildings. All of them. We're going to need the exclamation mark building DEF command in chat in a minute. Volcorn Kex is going for stop hitting yourself. Kill 25 of your own units and win. If he can get 2 points out of this one, I think he would be a happy guy. This is going to be good because this is the first start. Yeah, Georgians and Armenians the most common pick for this because you don't have to worry about your camps. You can just make mule carts and position them and play like at least somewhat normally, but all of Arg's buildings have to be touching the outside of the map. You can't build it touching a resource that's touching the outside of the map. The cliff might make things horrible or awkward as well if he tries to go out that way. Expanding up north. That's why we're immediately looking at what does he have around his surroundings. Does he have any resources that are close? In this case, he has the mule cart, so that matters less. But all his army production has to be at the back of his base. And if a single building... if a single building... Okay, it's on the outside. Holy f***. Is not touching the outside of the map. Then he will lose. And the least intuitive part of this bounty is that actually includes this guy. You have to delete this guy before the end. So I think the difference... I think the way that the wording is at the end of the game. No, all buildings must be on the outside of the map. All buildings must be on the outside edges of the map and win. Yeah, that includes the TC. He didn't build it, but he does have to delete it before he wins. So it's also like an all-in TC bounty. It's one of the hardest ones. We're gonna need definition of a bounty, definition of a building. I'm telling you, because there is certain things he can build. Complete a construction that at least partially prevents the passage of units through its foundation, and/or can be reasonably identified as a building and does not have mobility, i.e., lumber camps, mining camps, houses, mills, folkworks, barracks, etc., castles, monasteries, watchtowers, towers, settlements, town centers. Does not include mule carts, siege towers, farms or pastures, palisades, or gates. Unless stated otherwise. All right, so that's what we're looking at here for ARG. You can't make, if he builds one of those and it's not on the outside of the map, he's in trouble. He will fail the bounty, and the TC has to be deleted at any point before Volkorn Kex calls GG. Now he does have we have seen guys go in the back and try and do a sneak with buildings on this side of the map. So go around the opponent's base and build it back here. And you can even build a tower on that wood line at the back of Volkorn Kex base. Volkorn Kex went with the Khmer. I think that's probably just to throw ARG off a little bit. Maybe it's just because it's a strong civilization choice for him. But a lot of times people will select Khmer when they are going for the Scorpion bounties. And Volkorn Kex is going for stop hitting yourself, kill at least 25 of your own units and win. Deleting units does not count. So he has to actually inflict damage on them until they die. Attack ground with a Mangonel is going to be the way he has to do it. He could do it with a Trebuchet too, but Mangonel makes a lot more sense. Is there any way else he could pull it off? Inflict damage. So you can't using petards does not count because you're not inflicting damage on them. They die as a result of being used. So it's not the same thing. What else? Other weird things are there? But I think that if you petard a building and it does splash damage, that would count. Is the damage and or whatever it flicks on the other units. And if it kills them, then that would count. You can also, probably the most unique way to do it would be if there was a pond, you could build a dock. And you could delete the transport ship, I think. We ruled would count if you put a whole bunch of units on a transport ship and then deleted the transport ship, because you're not deleting the units. You're deleting the transport ship. And I believe the game inflicts damage on units that are in water or something. I don't know if it counts as a kill in game, but I would count that. Because that's we decided that during the bounty attempts a long time ago that would count. It is a level 1 bounty again for Volkorn Kex here. So it's only 2 points at stake in this game. Max. But I'm sure if he gets even 1 out of this set, he'll be happy going into Chopsticks. He doesn't need much to squeeze past ARG as long as he gets 1 or 2 out of this set. Otherwise, he might have his work cut out for him versus the chopstick set, which that's coming up right after this, and that'll conclude the second group stage. And we'll have grand final set, which will be two play all fives on Sunday, one between the first and second place guys for gold, and third and fourth will play for third place. And again, just a reminder, anybody that's just coming in, Lighty has been dropped from the tournament, so looks like Latashek might take his place. We'll have to see how these two sets go here. And again, if you're just coming in, Arg is filling in for Lighty. He's getting $13 for every bounty completion that he gets, or $16 for every bounty completion. 1633 or something, or however it works out. 1667? 63? Exclamation mark Grath Math. Can we please get a Gamba? His name is Uvela.
Huh?
Can we please get a Gamba? Yeah, his name is Uvela and he wants a Gamba.
T3 Ford has been consuming rank juice for 31 long months.
Telford, have an explosion. Thank you very much for the 31 months and for the prime. The prime. It's a little bit louder than I thought it'd be. Prime. Volk's got 4 scouts. It's looking a little bit similar to last game with Volkorn's build. It was so good, why not do it again? Honestly, not even the worst call when you're up against someone so much better. Just do a clean build. Scouts, why not? He doesn't have to worry about killing his own units till he can make mangonels. Ooh, and he found the vills. It's going to be tough for Arg to quick wall. He is allowed to use palisades and gates, so he can wall his base off. He's going to need maybe some more spears or more scouts. I don't know. If Volk is smart, it doesn't throw too much against the spears here, and maybe just adds archers. Might be hard to get them there. I think that's open. Unless there's a super secret hidden wood back there. I'm pretty sure that's open. I'm pretty sure that's open. Does it matter? Is he walled in back at home? Nah. He's Khmer though, so it's easy to garrison him. He got some idle. Looks like it's open to me. Is it not? Is it? It's not. Okay, there's a bush or something but that's smaller than the tree that's there. Both players trying to get damage with their scouts. Volkorn's able to get in because of the lack of buildings in Arg's base. Arg has been stuck putting everything, even his mill, at the back of his base so he can get presumably the farm upgrades. What was he? Was there maybe some chicken back there? I missed it. Yeah, we've got a wallflower attempt here from Arg, chat. Volkorn's 3 vills up. He's got 300 more res. He's got 2 vills killed. It's looking good for Volkorn, kid. Volkorn Kex is playing great. The second game in a row. Problem is he's probably looking at the score just like, ah, man. It's probably just because Arg has more scouting. If I had to guess. Yeah. Blue scouting. It's comparable, but not a lot. Plus, we're only like 100 score apart. And I mean, if Volk's keeping mental track at all, he's got to know that he's got 2 or 3 vills at this point. Maybe he feels bad because he's lost lots of scouts. He's got a villager coming forwards to put a tower down. Ooh, that's kind of a really good tower, too. It ranges that stone, that gold, and it's going to shut down that wood line. And maybe even a farm or 2. Plus, red can't get in, so it's kind of low risk, high reward. Thank God he's going to close that up. He sent like 3 vills forward, and I think he changed his mind and went with 1. Especially after he lost his scouts. He's not going to be able to support that. Can Arg see that going up? No. And that's pretty huge for Volkorn Kex. That makes that an even better... there's a chance a vill could wander over and see it, though. Bloodline's on the way for Volk. Towers at 60%. Volk's going to take a poke. He's building a barracks to try and make some spears to fend off. He's like, I'm against the Georgians, you know. It's not a horribly unlikely chance that I'm going to need to get some pikemen out anyways in Castle Age. I like that tower. It'd be nice to see a palisade. A couple palisades around it. Make it extra irritating. Don't poke. Palisades. Make that a difficult problem for Arg to deal with. It make him have to counter tower. Maybe he wants to bait the scouts over here. Someone is about to understand that Wallflower is a trap. He's doing okay so far. We don't have a single building that's gone down that hasn't been connected to the outside. I wonder if Volkhorn Kex realizes what he's doing. Did he spot any of this? Oh, he did. Volkhorn Kex is going to know that Arg is doing Wallflower, and Volkhorn Kex will know how hard this bounty is. This thing was on the board for months, man. Like, it was like on for 2-3 months, 40 plus attempts at it. It's the hardest bounty in the past, like, 2 years since Warrior King. The games are always great to watch, too. That's Arg's face. He's watching the cast like, oh. Explains a lot. He might, I mean, Arg might know it too. Arg might know that. I've talked about it during casts a few times. People have asked about if we've had Wallflower multiple times too. So he can't counter tower. That's right. I was wrong about that. That's why this is so strong. That's why if the palisades or even stone walls had gone up, it would have been deadly. So it's super disappointing that Volk didn't get that down there. Pressure is ramping up here for Arg as he's got 8 scouts, and the Georgian scouts, don't forget, they heal. What is it? 2 HP per minute. Oh, it's pretty low in feudal. But it is there. How many spears do you think you need for that? He has forging and bloodlines. 7 scouts probably need 4 spears, 5 spears. And then good micro. And then red might just run anyways. So yeah, Castle Age a better option. Is time to play. Is it open? It will be in a moment. I really wish I had a building lay flat button. I could look behind the house and see how chopped that wood is. I want to click on it so bad. The spears are closing in. There's 3 of them. That'll be enough to scare Arg away. He could win the fight, but he probably doesn't want to. Probably prefer to just have a ton of light cav in Castle Age. Which, to be fair, Volk has a decent number too. Not as many. But he does have more spears than Arg does. And he's going to go try and break in again. Arg finished clearing that tower up. Res collected lead 1,000 in favor of Volkhorn Kex. He's also up to Castle Age about a minute faster, and he's looked really, really strong this series. It's helping out that Arg has this going on. We've not caught any stray buildings yet. This is connected. We checked that earlier. It looks like it isn't, but it's just the hill being stupid. I had to go into the other game. You know what is becoming a problem for Arg, though, is he's running out of space. If he needs to build another building, he doesn't have room to put it without, like, walking all the way over here or down here or there. And he's at 85 out of 60 pop right now. Looks like Volk ended up with a half-decent engagement despite superior numbers. Arg has 14 scouts, but there are only, like, 5 of them engaging there. He's going to go try and chase down the rest of this. And it's a race to upgrades. Volkhorn Kex on that last raid got 1 more Vil, so EcoKD's 3-1, but Arg's been forced into 2 minutes of idle time, so he's traded army for idle time. We'll see if you know, he's going to have to be aggressive. Doesn't matter that it's a 1650. It's a 1650 that's going to know how to boom as the Khmer. So if he gets a couple TCs down, Volk needs to get some stone somehow, or yeah, market's going down, and add a couple town centers possibly. I don't know, that's a lot of light cav. Maybe you add a 2nd TC and defend with knights, and then just wait to add the 3rd. Or you go and raid with your light cav. Oh, that's a great decision from Volkhorn Kex. Arg is still wide open. He is allowed to make palisades. I'm surprised he hasn't made like stone walls at this point. He's gonna get pushed off the gold here. Gonna lose a few more vills too. He got a couple of Volkorn's market bills that were building a market way out there. Maybe he's trying to claim some more of the map. Fortified church at the back. Georgian's fortified churches make their eco work faster, so although he's picked like a strong civilization, he's missing out on one of their bonuses for the most part. Although he is getting some value out of it there. Yeah, fortified churches loses the market right away. Right away he loses the market. Well, not quite. That's not enough knight. I don't know why Arg is just not taking that fight. Yeah. I think maybe he was just trying to bait Volkorn in for a bit. Make him think he was going to run. Well, that one knight's doing pretty good in there. I mean, that is a lot less light cav than there were a minute ago. Look at the trade. We had 4 dead units for 6. I think you'll take that if you're Volk. Keep the 2K's numbers under control. This is how this is how we've made Arg live, Chad. Look what we've done to look what they've done to my boy. Look what we've done to poor Arg. He has nowhere flat ability. See, it's all the way over here. There's no good TC spots on this entire fucking side of the map. He's gonna just put a second one there, honestly. I can just put a second one there. It's keeping Volk in the game because it keeps stalling out Arg's macro. Like he's still 1600 res back. He has kept better since he's gotten up to Castle Age though. Volk is the one that's picked up more idle time. And I think that's why we're seeing the Vil count get a little bit closer. Both players on 2 TC. I would feel like Arg is trying to figure out how the hell he's going to get a third one down. Don't forget, at some point before he wins, he has to delete that one as well. That is a building. It says all buildings. Okay, building check-in. Good. 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 Bad. Bad, but not disqualifying. He needs to delete that when he thinks he's gonna win, so he's fine for now. What about Volk? Any self damage here from Volk? Has he been hitting himself? Not yet. He might be thinking about it. He's got a bunch of spears, but he probably wants to try and use them. Pikeman in 10 seconds. He takes the fight too early. He should have just microed back or something. He did have pretty good numbers. Pikeman does kick in. There's still a few of them in there. Enough to make Arg turn back. And Volkorn Kex keeping solid pace here. He's just got to stay out of his own head. Mule carts are not buildings. Exclamation mark building DEF if you want a full definition. Arg's also gone out to grab some relics. I like it. It's nice when you get a level 3 bounty that actually lets you claim relics. That's the definition we're all working with. Oh, that's a hole. Oh, that's a hole. Just run over there. Come on, Volk. The regrouping outside of the base drives me nuts. Exclamation mark. Pathing. That'll still get in time, though, to do some damage. Run in, run out. Do not take the fight. Just get your army out of there. Nah, he's taking the fight for some reason. To be fair, he has a pretty nasty hill in there. He was trading well until he went out. And loses all of his knights and even gets 2 converted, which is really bad. You can see the number difference, but if Volkorn is going to switch into full pikeman and light cav, maybe not so bad. He's 10 vills up on Arg. I don't hate that he went for the raid on both sides at the same time either. That was really slick. I knew there was going to be a TC down here. Both players go into 3 TCs. Arg's is going to be a broken, fractured, awkward eco to manage, though. And will negate a lot of the defender's advantage if Volkorn ever does get a like a kind of push together, even an imp. But it may also work in favor of Arg in that pressuring any one part of his eco isn't going to kill all of it. So, and lower elos tend to deal with spread out eco a lot crappier. Less good at dealing with the spread out eco. And yet, we're still seeing Volkorn Kex continuing to get damage. Pikeman is now in for Arg. We're getting a pretty good game out of this one. This is looking really good. Wallflower is, by the way, at this point, Volkorn Kex definitely knows what Arg is doing. 100%. I bet we see Arg, I bet we see Volkorn Kex really push this game. I even would be tempted to say that we might get a W out of Volkorn Kex here, as long as he stays out of his own head. Arg is gonna, you could tell Arg's like taking this pretty seriously because he's got his army split and he is doing his best. So again, if you're just coming in, Arg is subbing in for Lighty. He doesn't get any points added to the group stage out of this set, but he does get an extra 16 bucks for every bounty he claims. So he's incentivized to prevent Volkorn Kex from getting points because of Arg's own position in the tournament, and then specifically incentivized to get bounties by adding to his prize pool in an actually significant way. So it was the fastest, quickest solution I could get to make sure we kept the tournament on time this time. Finals are going to happen on Sunday, one way or another. Players will have all day tomorrow and the first part of Sunday to do it. Arg's about to break in. And there'll be 2 play all 5 sets for bronze and gold. / silver. Oh, there was a defensive castle drop also getting denied while this huge night raid was happening. Volkorn Kex has been running around with his pikemen all the time. Yeah, you should get the pikes back over here. I don't know why they might be on patrol. He needs to get that castle. Pikes are way out of position because of that now. A push died at Arg's base at the same time as this. Oh my goodness. That's a great little counter raid. So while Arg, hold on, let's put this battle together because there's 3 fights here. The pikemen trying to push the knights breaking in. Red's pikes denying the castle from blue on the right. While that's happening, Volkorn Kex came in and hit the Goldville. So all this happening simultaneously. We'll see how this push actually went. And I'll try and cut back to the castle too. See how that is. Dives on the monks. Does he get them? No. Eco KD 27 to 18, so kind of worked out in favor of Volkorn Kex, the 2 trades still. That's a problem though. We're gonna go from here. This is where we were just at. The pikemen now coming in. Still a bunch of garrison villas. Those can be awkward to fix if you're not paying attention. He's got 23 idle. He does have a vill lead, but 14 of them, 15 of them, even after all that big on garrison he just did, are still idling. Now that's a pretty nice series of pokes he just got in on the knights, which are now super low HP, and Arg knows he can just run off and take the fight later, especially against pikemen. The knights will heal back up. The pikes won't unless they're getting hit by a monk. And we have a forward university here from Arg. One of the only spots left on the map for him to actually build buildings on, and it's going to be next to an archery range as well, so some sort of archery range unit on the way. Probably maybe hand cannons. They get hand cannons? Hand cannons might make sense. Khmer do get their own hand cannons. One thing Volk should not do is kill 25 of his own units right now. It's one thing he should definitely not do. He should just play this out. Keep his pikemen alive, upgrade to Halp, get the 2 armor upgrades, and then consider what siege you're going to add. Maybe ballista elephants? He's got monks already, so Khmer Scorps. Georgians get redemption. They do. They don't get the monk conversion tech. Ooh, that evens things up a lot for the Khmer. Prevents a huge monk snowball. He got a castle down. He had to delete some buildings to do it. He's got a castle down. That's his imp TC. Oh, that's sketchy. Another range going down on this side. Cav archers, maybe. Did you go cav archers? Georgian cav archers pretty good. That's open. That's very, very, very open. That's very, 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 very open. Sir, this is a Wendy's. So you're gonna need to pull through. Thank you. It's a good thing Arg's and I was Arg trying to avoid. He's like, maybe if I push now, then I will lose, for I must delete this TC. This is all looking good. We don't have any buildings. I've not even seen a foundation that's gone down that isn't touching the outside of the map. For the record, if they put a foundation down and then delete it before it completes, I would probably allow that, because especially with the stupid hills. Or if it's they build it and then you realize after it's not on, then you immediately delete it. It doesn't have any strategic effect. Even in this tournament, I'd probably allow it because stupid hills. As long as there is clear intent to put it on the outside of the map. And it actually ends up on the outside of the map. If you miss it and you leave it, no way. Or if you start making units from it while it's not connected to the outside of the map, would also be a problem. But if there's no strategic relevance, that would be one of the few bounties where I actually probably still keep that wording intact. We'll see. Arg is 25 Vils behind Volkorn Kex. They have similar imp times. Halberdier on the way for Volkorn Kex, and he is going to go Ballista Elephants. Boy, I don't know. You don't need redemption, even though the Ballista Elephants are technically siege.
Welcome to the 4 pathetic humans now entering from Akrama
Yo, Akrama
stream. You shall be destroyed.
Akrama. How you doing? Welcome in. Have an explosion. Welcome to the Showdown Cup. Just in time to watch Volkorn Kex, a 1659 who has manipulated the game into a 30-vil lead for himself, have comparable army to... he could probably clear Arg if he managed to take a good fight. I think what's more likely to happen is Arg's going to find a weakness in this base and start raiding with all these Cavalier, and then use the ensuing chaos to bring Siege and Halberdiers forwards. That's open, so it's the chaos has begun. Or was it he just walked through the gold? I don't know what happened there. He definitely didn't go out the gate. Either way, Cavalier get in, lickety split. The Halbs coming back to try and defend. There are going to be enough places for all the villas to garrison, unlike a lot of times when you raid someone like this, because the Khmer ability to garrison in their houses. So if you're just coming into the Showdown Cup, players are both assigned a challenge before the set begins, like a series of challenges. They pick one before each game. The opponent doesn't know which bounty the other opponent is doing. They manage to complete their bounty, their challenge, they get additional points. And there were different levels and different difficulties of the bounties worth different amount of points. You can see the amount in the top right corner of each bounty. Arg's got Wallflower. He has to build his buildings on the outside of the map. Volkorn Kex going for kill at least 25 your own units and win. We haven't seen any sign of that. He's been too focused on trying to beat a player that is almost 1,000 elo higher than himself. And to his credit, he's doing a pretty damn good job. He looked really strong in game one, but folded even though he was even with the opponent. Probably got in his own head. This time around, he's looking a lot better. It is going to be Cav Archers. I was thinking hand cannons. Maybe he misproduced. He's just going to add Cav Archers in with the hand cannons. Maybe he was waiting to see exactly what Volkorn's composition would be. I wonder if the Ballista Elephant is just to go and chop forwards into the base. Cavalier are raiding in the back. He needs to get some Halbs back there, too. Don't move any of these. Just make more and send them back. Skirms? Maybe skirms to fend off the hand cannons? Khmer can go their own hand cannons. Let's see. The Scorpions might not make sense against the Cav Civ. Maybe the Ballista Elephants do. Maybe hand cannons do. Hand cannon Halb will lose to the better hand cannon cavalry. Your strengths as a Khmer are going to be either your Ballista Elephants, your Scorpions, or your Hussar rating. Your food income. So finding ways to use those. Oh, and Volkorn Keck found something else. He found this northern ridiculous eco on the outside of the map, and he's going to try and kill as much of that as he can. That could draw some attention away from Arg. He's trying to clear those Cavalier in the back of his base with some halves, just as he should be. Another problem that plagues the Khmer for their infantry is they lack the speed upgrade for their infantry. They don't get squires, which can make their halves feel super, super clunky. That's going to be a nice little raid there. Volkorn Kex did not learn from the first time. This should be a stone wall by now. Post imp, you hit minute 51, you get up to an hour, you should start thinking, how can I stonewall in my base? Because the raids will soon begin. Like, I need to have an enclosed, protected base they can't get through. Or enough. Maybe he doesn't even care. He's got so many vills. He wants to make sure he clears this. You know what? Ballista Elephants doing pretty good here. They have their huge damage soaks. They've got good pierce armor. And they counter both halberdiers and hand cannons. And if he somehow got enough of them, it would be a nice damage per second multiplier or whatever behind the meat shield of halberdiers. And whoa! Holy crap. That won't be a bounty cleaned for Volkorn Kex, but that will be a point he pulls off in this set against Arg, who I think bit off a bit more than he could chew with Wallflower. This is just an impossible bounty to complete. This year, it's on display why this is one of the hardest bounties we have in the tournament. And all the credits got to go to Volkorn Kex for his amazing job to fend off Arg. Arg did not make this easy. He certainly did not. Did he forget about these? Imagine if he got a little raid in the back. I don't know. I mean, Volkorn Kex defended the raids well, kept his Vill count up, reproduced Vills as they went down, wasn't losing army, had momentum, had a solid counter to Arg's army. He just played really, really good here. Could have snuck it in there after clearing the TC, maybe. Could you afford to lose 20 units now? Yeah. Yeah, you could afford to lose. You definitely could have snuck it in, but there's no way you, like, the ability to sense the game state. And also, you're against a 2K who could very well just stubbornly stick it out, right? Be like, no, I refuse. That's a huge point for Volkorn Kex. Every point he gets makes his job that he has to do in the next set against Chopsticks that much easier. Is the ad starting? No. You got 11 minutes till an ad. All right. We'll run it before game 3 here. I was just, again, mentally all over the place from Arg's pressure. That's what they do, these high-level players, man. They'll hit you. You had fights happening multiple points at 3 points on the map at one time. And Arg was manipulating the game to be that way because that's what he was comfortable with, and then it was on to whether or not you could respond. But I mean, you did. You didn't. You put out fires. You didn't soak them and cause a flood. You know. It was really well played, and yeah, I'm excited to see game 3 and see if we can get another point off of Arg here, which would be massive for Volk, or if I'm gonna owe Arg another $16.67 or whatever it is, whatever a third of 50 is, times 2. So we will get game 3 bounties on the board as I do the refresh, and then we're going to run a 90-second ad and come back for that. Centers of attention for Volkorn Kex. Win with 10 TCs alive at time of victory. That is very doable. That is just playing the game and then making sure you're boomed up and can replace for raids even. That's maybe, like, I've seen 7 and 8 TCs in regular games. 10 is not that ridiculous. Okay, I think Arg has picked some crowd-pleasing bounties here, which I think is deeply appreciated by everyone. He's going for This Is Fine 3. First attempt we've seen of this bounty at this level. All of your constructions must be on fire and win. So there's the low-level ones, I think, is have 6 buildings on fire, have 12 buildings on fire, and they'll mangonel their buildings, like a whole bunch of houses that they make at the back of their base, and then keep them alive, whatever, and win. This one's going to be tough. You could, I think the technical way of getting around it is deleting all of your buildings before the opponent resigns, is the way of technically getting around this one. And there is another tier 3 bounty where you have to do that. So I was like, if you want to do another tier 3, that's like one. I think I would accept that as a loophole. Either way, it's going to be fun and interesting to watch. I'm going to send you guys to the Ladashek played already. He did. Hold on. I'll show you the rankings. He might still be in the tournament. So Arg here that's playing, he's doing a fill-in set. His points from this set don't count towards the group stage. He's filling in for Lighty, who has to drop out. So right now, Ladashek is technically in the 4th place spot. But it's looking like between these two sets, Volcorn Kex is going to end up with enough points to move into 3rd or 4th place. And that might push Ladashek back out. I had to guess from this stage, I don't know, it's hard. If Volcorn sweeps Chopsticks and he's getting 1 point now here, he would actually end up in 2nd place. So these two sets are super important. Ads, and then we're back, all right?
If your throat is sore, I bet you need some lozenges. Take it from me, Alligator Andy. Your friends seem to take unnecessary precautions when you try to cough on them. Do they spend an inordinate amount of time at the sink or otherwise cleaning their hands, trying to remove your phlegm from their body? Or for some fucking reason, you're still working around asbestos in 2024. Or maybe you spend all your free time breakdancing and playing rock, paper, scissors in a dusty warehouse. Maybe you're someone who spends lots of time underground or trying strange new throat medication that hasn't worked. Perhaps you're the subject of a series of strange Black Ops military encounters that have left your throat dry and parched. Or maybe you even almost drowned to death at your local pool like an idiot. Hi, I'm Alligator Randy, and all of our Alligator Randy's alligator lozenges are made of alligator-tastic alligator babies to make sure your throat can bite back. Don't struggle to be understood just because your throat. Because your throat. Trust me, Alligator Randy, because I'm never misunderstood. Competing brands pills are over 15 times larger. Alligator Randy's throat lozenges are safe for children, probably. Plus, if you pick up an Alligator Randy's throat lozenge packet today, it comes with 1 free meal at my restaurant. Alligator Randy's throat lozenges. It's better than getting bit in the throat by an alligator.
We're back. All right, game 3 starting up here. I've got it all ready to go. Shabab. Volcorn Kex in the West playing as the Tatars, going for centers of attention, win with 10 TCs alive or more at time of victory. That is the 6th or 7th game we've had during the tournament, the previous game 2 here, by the way, where low elo has taken out a high elo or managed to get a point off of them. I think we had 1 bounty claimed out of all of those, like 6 or 7 attempts. Successful wins. Actually, one of them ended in a bounty claim. Volcorn Kex almost got close the first game, too. So, and this one is very achievable. Centers of attention. Win with 10 TCs or more alive at time of victory. Plus, as the Tatars, you get sheep at those new TCs, so it pays off. Arg playing as the Kitans. All of your constructions must be on fire and win. And that does mean anything. All of your constructions? What's the definition of a construction here? It's different from a building. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Anything that starts as a foundation and is hit by units with hammers until it is built. That's a lot of stuff. That includes basically everything in the game. So that lumber camp counts. The houses count. TC counts. Anything that he builds counts. Anything that is a construction. Is it a completed building? Hold on. Until it is built. So if it has to be completed. Foundations don't count. So that's arguably loophole-ish. You don't have to worry about a foundation, so you could like put a castle found. Oh yeah, that was specifically be so that you could castle drop and the opponent resigns while you're building a castle. By that logic, stone walls would forfeit the bounty as they can't burn. Correct. Walls, anything that is hit by hammers until it is built. That is the definition of a construction. I think that technically includes mule carts too. Can mule carts be on fire? Might not be able to pick mule cart civs for this one. Can mule carts be on fire? This is a question. A question for the ages, you know? Who are we? What is a building? Are buildings real? Well then, yeah, so you cannot pick mule cart civs for this then. That would instantly disqualify you if you made a mule cart. Or you'd have to delete it before you won. That would also actually technically work. What is a man? The miserable pile of secrets. Of course it's you saying that, Alucard. Of course. He is looking at you, kid. Wouldn't pastures be a construction? They are not farms. Are pastures hit by hammers? Or are they seeded? Because farms are seeded. They're not hit by hammers. Do Khitans get pastures? Well, we'll see when they're built. If they're being hit by hammers, then yes, they would count under the definition of everything in the tournament, and then I would be very, very, very sad. And I'd have a consultation with my mods. The good news is it's not going to affect the standings of the tournament if ARG does somehow have the bounty fail or whatever because of that. It's just going to be whether or not I give him money. So I can always do something like, hey, I got to give you $8 instead of 16 for that one. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to watch. Try that. I don't know if you're spoiling it up, Volk. You're killing me. These questions are so oddly specific that I'm just like, f***. I'm drinking some of my iced coffee. Calm myself down. I should call myself out a little bit on stream too. So I don't know how much I want to say here. Let me think. Yeah, I booted Lighty from the Discord because I was mad because he was unavailable to play his games today, and I should not have done that. I just wanted to apologize to Lighty publicly and make sure he knows that I genuinely am sorry that I did that. I was just like, I'm stressed out. I want to get the tournament done. As much as I love it and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, it needs to be over. So that just kind of like set me off in a way I shouldn't have let it. So that's my bad. Lighty was a good sport when I talked to him, so like I said, I hope we get to see him at a future tournament. It's a shame he couldn't finish this one out. But we must soldier on. Alucard, shut up. Leave him alone. Okay, I'm glad you're leavened. Khitans, huh? What's he gonna do? We seen a pasture get built yet? Maybe he's not gonna build a pasture. He hasn't made a pasture yet, chat. I don't know. I don't know, whatever you think about, whatever Volkor Kex must have been thinking about having Arg instead of Lighty, after getting the W in the second game, he's probably thankful it worked out this way. Spear is on the way for the Tatar. They do have some of the worst spear pikemen. Do they even get pikemen? Yeah, they get pikemen in hell, but they miss second and third infantry armor. So they're pretty crappy. Be less relevant early on in Feudal Age, but he would not want to commit to too many spears. Even not having +2 in Castle Age is really bad. And with Khitans, you're likely to see step lancers. You'll want that +2. So rather than commit too many spears, use them to defend and try to get to camels in Castle Age. Almost certainly the better play. Or if you're Tatars, so Cav Archers always makes sense. You get free Thumb Ring. There's a massive upgrade for Cav Archers. Makes them, you have utility the second you create them, as opposed to like being really, really weak units. You can get 3 or 4 Cav Archers with Thumb Ring and do a good amount of damage with them. And even go really quickly into ballistics. And it's a really slick little play you can pull off with the Tatars. Getting 10 TCs down while you do that, though. But it's not necessary. We won't necessarily see a bounty attempt from Volkorn Kex. We saw one game 1, and which was actually a closer game. Volkorn Kex definitely resigned early game 1, unfortunately. So we know that he could probably pull it off if it's an easy enough bounty. And again, I'm just going back to this one being particularly good for the Civ. I think he did a really good job with the Civ choice here. A lot of times you'd see a civilization like... Oh, he's only got one... He's got one scout not working. A lot of times you see a civilization like the Bulgarians or the Malians with Tigui or... what else, Chad? Britons have cheap town centers. Maybe there's a few other ones. Byzantines or Persians because they get extra HP. Teutons because it's easy to boom. They have cheap farms. It's like a soft wood bonus. It's conducive to that. Am I missing any good TC, bajillion TC civs? Sicilians, they build faster. Spanish build faster. Yep. Yep. But the most frequent one for this has by far been the Malians. Maybe closely followed by Bulgarians, I think. The cheap stone's pretty huge. Like 10 TCs at 100 stone each. It's 1,000 stone you gotta spend just on town centers. That's a lot. So that Bulgarian bonus pays off too. We'll see if the nice thing with the sheep is you almost always, as long as your TC's near wood, you should almost always be able to get enough food and enough vills out with the 2 sheep to be able to start getting farms fast enough to sustain it. By the time you're through the 2 sheep... Is that open? By the time you're usually through the 2 sheep, you'll have enough villagers out to be on wood and to get 3 or 4 farms down. And then you're like 1 or 2 farms away from self-sustaining. Yep. Yeah, the earlier you build the TCs, the more it pays off with having that extra food income too. So tons of wood is the order on the menu here for Volkorn Kex. Arg trying to find his way in. There are spears around to help defend, but there's no real easy way of getting them out without deleting a palisade or something. There's a nice one you could go with. And you may not want to go out either. Arg clicks up to Castle Age. Gonna have some momentum between the light cav giving him a little bit of map control. And the fact that the Khitans... Alright, so we missed all the constructions of the... We're going back. Do they hit these with hammers? We gotta find one being built. Or... I don't know what that ominous horn is, but it can't mean good things for Arg. That means that the pastures have to be on fire. Or deleted. Oh, God. Yeah, basically, literally everything has to be on fire. or deleted. Also in Dark Age. Ah, yes, the extra sheep in Dark Age, too. Uh-oh. That could maybe have been walled out with, like, a market. Might have been fast enough. Yeah, nowhere close. He's gonna wall it afterwards, maybe. Keep them trapped. Do you want the scouts trapped in your base? I would not. I would say, please, go free. Here is an escape route. What's the Sung Tzu? Always leave a... way to escape for your enemy. Just dive. Just dive. Just dive. Boo. No dive. Did he create a method of escape? Spear's trying to take the hill. Uh-oh. They get a pair of scouts there. That was a nice micro from Volk. Nice of Arg to play this set, yes. Lighty also mentioned how much he enjoyed the tournament too. I feel so bad not that we couldn't squeeze him in, but... yeah, I don't know. I tried to give them as much time as I could. They had almost 2 weeks. So I don't feel too bad from that perspective, but I do feel bad that he isn't going to get to play. I'm not banning him. Nothing better than 2K hovering 6 scouts. 6 scouts in your base. Hoovering around.
Hey, so long.
I saw Divium Fuhrer streaming AoE 2 again. That was nice. I don't know if he's still going to go back to it again or not. It was a few weeks ago now. I wonder if he knows how universal that feeling is. He probably does now. You struggle to watch low elo play, so you're some sort of AoE 2 snob. What do you think of Volkorn Kex killing Arg last game, Alucard? Did you struggle to watch that? Well, Arg's cut himself an escape hatch. And he has begun setting his buildings on fire. I don't think he's going to hit his pastures. I might run a poll on the pastures, chat. Because I honestly didn't even know they were hit. I didn't even know they were built by hammers. I feel like if there's one thing you would make... I don't know, he did... I don't know, he did set that one on fire. He might know. He might know. The problem is if they get rebuilt, though. That's going to complicate things. I wish I could somehow know if Arg knows what that he has to do that. If this was an accident or not. Because he definitely attacked ground. I think that one was an accident, though. Below a certain level, I feel like I'm frustrated by their decisions. Is this why you never watched my 1v1s, Alucard? Wait a minute, didn't you watch lots of my 1v1s? What's wrong with you? He cleared those scouts up, finally. I'm gonna feel bad if... I think I might commit to paying about half the cash. If he sets everything except the pastures on fire, I think I would probably just let it go at least a little bit, because it's not going to affect the standings in the tournament. Those are fun, but then Grath stopped. Grath started to lose his mind. That sounds so bad. I can't take 1v1s anymore. It's not good for viewing content anymore. I can't do it the good way anymore that needs to be done. Arg's breaking it with the Step Lancers. You can't set normal farms on fire. Yes, you can. You can set normal farms on fire, but you don't have to because they're not hit with hammers. I mean, it looks like he's setting some of his farms, his pastures on fire. He might know. He might see them getting hit by hammers and know the definition. I don't know. He's definitely on tenterhooks here as Volkorn Kex is using the distraction to come out and pick some of the forward rocket carts off. Yeah, you can definitely set normal farms on fire. And there's the Tatar player making cav archers. Volk's on 2 TCs right now. No sign of another 8. as of yet. That was a nice little shot there. That got some damage. That's another good shot from Arg. Wearing away at the Cav Archer numbers. There's 12 of them, but they're less than half the HP that they should have. If they're full H. Less than half their HP. I want to go back and see what Arg's doing. If he's attacking the... It looks like he's setting the pastures on fire. You might think those are constructions. I think he's got it. If he knows that, the problem he's going to run into is if they get rebuilt. If they get rebuilt and they'll have their full HP again. The cluster. That cluster point is... I think Volk should delete maybe. He's probably using it also to try and block them out. But you're just begging for a huge rocket cart shot to clear those up. And, you know, 1 or 2 good rocket carts, ooh, nice shot there from Arg, could end the game if Volcorn Kex isn't careful. I would really like to see Camels. Now, he doesn't really have the food eco for it, though. Going so hard into Cav Archers. Camels counter this. Maybe he's worried about the Step Lancer micro. Cav Archers could go raid. Ooh. Ooh, go and raid. Make some monks. I think that one was on fire. Is every building on fire? Yes, yes. Uh-oh. Is that on fire? That house isn't on fire, Chad. This house isn't on fire. Lumber camp's not on fire. A lot of work left here. He's killing his own houses. He's gonna house himself. An Arg doing... He didn't quite house himself, but he might as well. It's pretty close now. He just lost like 15 Baba houses. Don't do it again. Successfully burned. This is a good one. This is a good one. Poor Ark. I don't know if he can do this. Look at the Vil count lead for Volcorn Kex. Volcorn Kex, you should not be housed. Your opponent is literally mangoing their own houses. Come on now. You do not have that restriction. Look at all the micro that Arg is pulling off while all of this ridiculousness at his base is at. Everything is on fire. Yeah, no, he knows that the pastures count, I think. Grat typed some words on the internet and it made a 2K4 and burned down his own house. Wait, that sounds like a terrible Reddit thread in the making. But yes, we have successfully manipulated one of the best players on the planet into mangonelling their own units, houses, and buildings. And he is now being affected by having done that. He's housed to oblivion. You might be all in here with the steps and the rocket carts. I'm not seeing any Vil production. You might think he can get it done here, and he wants to try and get the bounty. I feel like I have properly incentivized Arg to go for the bounties in this set, and given Volcorn Kex a decent chance of doing his as a result. I want to commend to Arg for the quality of play we're seeing. This is suitably insane. Oh, he's going for the lumber camp. Is there anything else left? That house, this house, the TC, and some pastures. He should have gone for a farm sieve, chat. He should have gone for a farm sieve. Oh, he's getting some great rocket cart shots. Clears the Cav Archers on the left with the steps and the Cav Archers on the right with the rocket carts. And now Volcorn Kex down to 4 Cav Archers after that. Arg found a nice position to be able to flex the micro skills there and pulled off a nice little win. Would have been nice if he could have saved at least a second rocket cart, but he still has another 3 making their way across the field here, I think. From somewhere. Where are they? There they are. There's 2 back at home. They might still be busy. And he's going to dive in. This could do... I wonder if this could do it. He does. Look at all the Vils that are back here. Volcorn Kex has 7 Cav Archers to try and defend. The Step Lancers mostly have high HP except for 2. And he's going to get a lot of Vil kills here. And that will bring Arg back into a position where he could add TCs and maybe get himself set up for a later game. I don't know how much he wants to do that. He still hasn't started making villagers. Maybe he just goes imp from here. Either way, that's huge for Arg. Definitely gives him some options on how to approach this. I think he's going for minimal eco at this point and just wants to try and get it. Again, the pasture rebuilding is the one thing that looks like it's going to nail him. Did he destroy some pastures there? He very well may have, yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Pasture goes down. He's doing his best, chat. But there's a lot going on. He keeps getting all he needs to do is connect on a few of the rocket cart shots, and all of these become great engagements. That was a really good landing there, and no attack ground. Rocket cart goes down. That's a good match. It's obviously it's being helped along by certain things that are occurring, but it is a very even match at this point. We figured out the equation, chat. You give the 2Ks something absolutely insanely difficult to do, and then make them play a low elo, and then make them actually have to do their thing, and you just get amazing quality games. They're fun to watch, fun to play. I love this tournament. I can't wait till we get to do it again in October. That's like the most set in stone tournament, I think, of all time. The only thing that would stop me would be personal strife. Like my PC catching on fire. Get stuck in some sort of goo compartment container that I can't escape from. Cav Archer's coming in from Volcorn Kex, and he's going to try and do some damage. He will have spotted, if he's paying close attention, he'll have seen the rocket cart attack grounding the lumber camp there. And he'll see all the buildings on fire too, and he'll know what Arg's trying to do. And if Volcorn Kex could get any kind of siege push together, Arg's base is going to fall down like a pile of burning buildings. You didn't notice the fire. You come in and everything's on fire, and you're like, yeah, this is fine. A goo-filled iron lung, right. Oh. It's not enough cav archers. Those are gonna... Yep, okay, the micro's there. Save some of them at least. Still getting damage in Arg's base. The vill count is off the charts here compared... It's almost as it's double now for Volcorn Kex. It's looking disastrous for Arg. Volk just needs to keep doing damage in the same amount that Arg wins, and eventually Arg will die and Volk will still have vills left. So something's got to change here for Arg. He needs to either get more damage or more villagers killed, or add his own eco or something. Or we're on the short train to a Volcorn Kex victory. I'm confident that if there anybody could bring this back, it would be Arg, though.
That's okay. Things are gonna be...
He really does not want to lose this. If he could very well Arg, this is one of the reasons that I instantly went to Arg, because I was like, it's going to matter to him whether or not Volcorn Kex even gets wins, because if he's looking at the group stage, he's going to see he's up against Chopsticks, who's 300, 400 elo lower than him, although Chopsticks has improved his elo a whole bunch, but that's a different topic. And he's going to want to make sure that he gets as few points as possible in this, otherwise Arg could very well lose his seat. With 12 points available in every set, you know, if you go for all tier 3 bounties and pull them all off, you can pull off a 12-0 victory, and we've seen it a few times in the tournament. Cav archers here on the east that were picking off the woodline vills, finally going down to the rocket carts. Vill count is still wildly in favor of Volcorn Kex, but the army is in favor of Arg still, and we only have a dozen Cav archers out from the Tatar Volcorn Kex. Chopsticks is a smurf, confirmed. Chopsticks struggles with consistency. And I think he doesn't play a single civ. And there's 53 civs, so these days you have to pick probably 3-4 civilizations and learn them. There's no way you can reasonably even spend the time to figure out which civilization to learn. You just pick one and hope you pick the good one, like a Pokemon. That TC almost went down. Come on, Arg. There it goes. TC is denied from Volcorn Kex. That would have been his 4th. He still needs 7 more for his bounty. And if there was ever a time that you were going to pull off a bounty claim against a 2K as a 1600, this would be the time. Seeing the attack round rocket cart looked like killing your own units to me. Ah, you thought he was doing the kill your own units bounty, the one that I think you had earlier. So maybe at a different level, because they can't get the same bounty, but they can get different levels of the same bounty. You can't get the same level of one. Each level is considered its own bounty. That was a definitive win there for ARG. The main damage that Volcorn Kex pulled off was wearing away at the rocket card numbers, and the only one he has left is really low HP. There's not a lot of step lancers left. Still some, still enough to be irritating. Volcorn Kex really hasn't been able to get up over 90 villagers, even though he's been there like a couple times. He keeps getting pushed back. And in the meantime, ARG continues to add eco and add buildings and TC. I think he should just go for this delete style. I don't know if he's aware he can do that, but he can select all buildings and just delete when he thinks he's got it. That might be a better play, is boom up into 150 villagers and then get a huge res bank, make a bunch of forward buildings, delete all your rear eco and vills, and just spam and hope. And then have a hotkey set with a control group to all your forward buildings, be ready to lead them, along with whatever, like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 vills, whatever you have left to build more buildings. If for some reason you need even more forward buildings or something, that's probably the way to pull this off. Otherwise, like, doing this is crazy. Like, big respect to ARC for going for this way. You may not even be aware of the loophole that works. We love the spirit of the bounty. I don't know, the fact he's going for the spirit of the bounty. But he knows he has to get the pastures. I wonder if he did that to make it harder for himself. I didn't see what bounties he had available. A lot of times, if you don't get a good spread, you know, you pick the ones you think you can actually pull off. What civs you're comfortable with. Volcorn Kex coming in for a raid now. Good to see you, by the way, smart guy. More raiding, more good. Do Kitans get camels? They do. Whose camels are better? Well, they missed the last attack upgrade. Don't these guys have a magic camel thing? Step Lancers, Cavalry Archers get the armor. Oh, I thought it was... So technically, Tatars would have better Step Lancers, but then don't they get a weird infantry skirt? Cavalry regenerates HP, so they have to pay for the Georgian bonus. Alright. He's just filling in, right? Well, he gets 16 bucks for every tier 3 bounty claim he gets. Oh yeah, Kitans lack bloodlines, right? So he's definitely somewhat motivated, because he could go from... Right now he's got like $16 in his pocket, and also he really doesn't want to let Volcorn Kex get points, as I think I just finished saying. He was... Volcorn is going to be in contention for the number 2 spot, depending on how this set goes and how the chopstick set goes, so... If it comes down to a single point, he'll be thanking his... Volk will be thanking his lucky stars for that Game 2 victory. And Arg will be kicking himself. Be a hell of a way to go out of the tournament, let me tell you. It's cool. The tournament also gauges how well you do in a lopsided matchup. Like, you're intentionally given a lower elo opponent, and you gotta beat him. You gotta beat him better than the other guy beats their low elo opponent. That's a totally unique aspect that I really like. And all the low elos are happy to act as punching bags because they get real tournament experience. And it's fun as hell. Oh, that was a huge cluster shot from Arg on the Cav Archers, but he gets his own, as if he hasn't had enough fun mangoing his own buildings. He nails his own Step Lancers there. And down goes that rocket cart. Volcorn Kex with a bit of momentum and a castle going up on a critical hill in the main corridor of the match. Trying to out-micro the 2K here with mixed results. And Arg calls the GG
Unbelievably, Arg is going to call it here. Too much momentum from the Tatar trying to recover from that all-in Step Lancer play, and Volkorn Kex is going to get a second point here. Crazy. Absolutely not how I would have called this set going at all. But yeah, with Volkorn up to Imp, with a castle going down, a huge score lead, a massive army lead, and Arg with his base literally on fire. I mean, Arg went for the bounty wholeheartedly, and he tried to recover from the position he put himself in, even. He just couldn't do it. It was too well played, too well defended by Volkorn Kex, who he was top form, best set I've seen from Volkorn Kex in the tournament. And the crazy thing here for Arg is if you look at the scoring, even though Volkorn Kex won the set 2-1, Arg still wins with the points. He would win the set from that perspective. This is the only time we've had that.
Bounty completions.
I'm pretty sure that's the only time we've had this tournament where the low elo has won the set, but the high elo wins on points based on their high bounty claim. That's actually a really cool state to end up on here. The final KD 41-35 in favor of Arg. Question mark? I think Arg killed some of his own units.
Another one.
And Volkorn Kex 161 to 196. We do have one more set in the group stage, the final set in the group stages of the tournament before we figure out who the grand finalist and bronze medalist games will be played by. We are just 3 games away from knowing that. APM there for Arg was the highest of the tournament, the sets so far, and also was higher for Volkorn Kex. The Cav Archers requiring that additional micro. The eco was just like Volkorn Kex macro here. These 3 games was fantastic. Arg still managing a great KD, which he needed to work playing from behind. And he bought himself so much time to get back in. He went to being within almost 20 villagers of Volk after having less than half, and Volk being at 90 vills. He held Volk to 90 to 105 vills for about 30 minutes in game. It was really well played by Arg. Where does this put Volkorn Kex? We're going to go over to the ranking thing, and it's going to take me a minute to fill this out. It's going to take me a minute to update the spreadsheet here. While I do that, we'll run highlights. There should be a couple new clips from this set. I'm just going to push that and make sure it actually runs the replay maker. And then I'm going to push that. All right, enjoy the highlights, and we'll be back with an update to the scores. You'll be able to counter castle in a minute. You could probably buy a castle if you had a market. Yeah, he has a market. You should buy a castle and castle this foundation right now before... Her name's Greg. She's a castle technician. Her name's Greg. She's a... Now, of course, I am going to have to permanently ban Arg from the channel for doing this with a non-mangonel sieve. So I'm sorry, Arg. It's been a good run. The time for spear destruction has come. Kill the farms. Arg knows what he's got to do to make this happen. He is so close. And Togawa can't delete his TC to deny the bounty even if he knows what's coming, because that's his imp TC. The castle drop is the building that finishes the dumbest wall. A ton of the scorpions. Deals a pile of damage on top of that. And there's another huge shot. Plotterghost just took out, I think, 9-8 scorpions there with a single volley from that mango, and the rest are all going to go down. Sees the foundation going down, though, and Aladashek wants to engage where the main army, the longbows, there's Vills. This is going to be an interesting fight no matter what happens. The Vills being pulled back, more throwing axemen come in, and actually we got throwing axemen taking out longbowmen, something that should never happen. He's killing his own houses. He's gonna house himself. An Arg doing... That's pretty good. All right, let's see how this has affected the standings here. As we approach the final set of the Showdown Cup. So there's an Arg 2 on there. Ignore that. There's nothing I can do about that.
So where's Volkorn Kex? Volkorn Kex is 8 points out of second place. He is tied with Latashek for fourth. So if Volkorn Kex manages a single point, he'll be slotting himself into the bronze medal game, which will be against Duduju. Again, Lighty is dropped out. There's an ad running right now. There's an ad running. I'm going to run to the bathroom then. All right, be right back. What do we... Well, in honor of Arg's bounty claim.
Are you tired of low-quality baseball baits giving you splinters? Staining too easily? Or breaking at the most critical moments? Well, come on down to Lubov's slightly used baseball bait emporium, where we stock only the most reliable of baseball baits.
What do you mean by reliable, Lubov?
Don't ask questions.
Okay.
Alan! Our baseball baits are portable, rugged, and proven to withstand whatever abuse you can throw at it, or whatever you can throw at it to abuse.
Do they come with a warranty, Lubov?
Don't ask questions. Plus, now, our baseball baits incorporate all new technology, researched from the top scientists of baseball bait. Come this week only and buy 3 baseball baits for the price of 1 kneecap. Lubov's lightly used baseball bait emporium. You might not be able to walk, but you will be able to smile.
Oh, but Lubov, where are you located?
Don't ask questions.
If this is your first time on the channel, is this you? Well, good news, Jimmy, because I've got an explanation that shows you exactly how this channel works. All you gotta do is click down here on Wheeler's Sack. Scroll through the list of available memes, pick the one you want to see pop up on screen and click. And you can react to whatever's happening on screen. Isn't that great, Jimmy? But wait, there's more. No, actually, no, that's about it. Memes by Gradrang.
Oh man. So if you're just coming back from the break, I think I covered the the change in scores while you guys were in an ad break. So I'll just go over that again real quick. So ARG 2 does not count for the standings, just so you guys know. ARG 2 is just like a placeholder. Chopsticks and Volkorn Kex, though. So Chopsticks, if he got the full max points, he would need 8 points to move into the 3rd or 4th place spot. So Lighty should be, Lighty is not in that slot anymore. Right now, the 4th place spot is tied between Latashek and Volkorn Kex. So a single point from Volkorn Kex in this will lock him into the bronze medal game. If Volkorn somehow manages 8 or more points, then he will take Arg's spot. Or we will have to figure out a tiebreaker of some variety, depending on how that all lines up. So he needs 9 points to slide into 2nd place. And we are going to start right now. Reset. Give it a minute. Did you guys play a set earlier? Is that why it's choking a bit? Let's see here, that's still off. It's not grabbing your guys' colors. There it goes. Nice. There we go. So game 1, you're going to notice Volkorn Kex has all higher elo bounties. He only gets level 3 bounties because Volkorn Kex was from the mid elo bracket and Chopsticks was from the low elo bracket. So Volk is only going to have tier 3 bounties available. Chopsticks is going to have a mix and a choice. And I don't know what we're going to get. I have no idea how Chopsticks is going to play this. He's one of the most notorious bounty claimers, and he's going for Lubov's Discount Day 2. Produce 40 Militia and Dark Age and win. We've got inefficient construction for Volkor and Kex. All resource camps must be built touching the wrong resource and win. All right, chat. I just flexed the channel point. Turning on and off. The constant Allens, guys. The constant Allens. Oop, did I click a thing? I clicked the thing. You guys can Allen, it's fine. Southwest, we got Volkor Kex going for inefficient construction. All resource camps must be built touching the wrong resource and win. What? That is a hell of a bounty to go for. Chopsticks in the Northeast going for the Lubov's Discount Day 2. Produce 40 Militia and Dark Age and win. So he's going to be banking on the Bulgarian free upgrade to get that huge power spike when he goes to Men-at-Arms and hitting Feudal, or maybe even Longswords in Castle Age if he manages to keep his army alive. And the elos are accurate. We've got a 1350 versus 1659. But Chopsticks, I've been told, has been grinding the ladder during the tournament, which has been going on almost for like a month now. So he's had lots of time to get back into shape. He came in after not playing very many 1v1s, and supposedly now his elo's up around 1500. So this might be a closer match than you think, especially with...
_Zax_Atax has been drinking Rang juice for 15 months.
Thank you very much, Zax, for the prime. Have an explosion. Would settlements be a loophole? No. They would be the opposite of a loophole. They would probably instantly disqualify you, because I don't think you can build a settlement on the wrong resource, can you? You can put them on the berries. You can't get berries with a settlement, right? Or can you? Which one can't you get with a settlement? Oh, and you dropped your elo. Oh, perfect. So this is actually probably really even, but... You get everything? Then yeah, settlements, what you would only be allowed to build mills on not food and would lose. Same thing with the mule carts. So I mean, you can pick those civs if you're gonna do something crazy that doesn't require those things. I don't know what it would be. Some sort of mill barracks insta-drush thing, maybe. But I think the Berbers is an attempt to mitigate that slightly, and this is acceptable. It's on the gold. It's allowed to touch the wood if it's touching the wrong resource. That's fine. Same thing for a mining camp. You could put a mining camp on the wood here and take the gold efficiently, maybe. Berries, you could put a mill there on the wood, and that would be fine. But everything has to be touching an incorrect resource if he builds a resource camp. It's got to be on touching a wrong resource. You stalked your opponents for 4 matches on AoE hit sites. Choppy got 1500 using mostly Mongols. Uh-oh. And we have a Komodo dragon. These guys do the stacking poison damage here. And even with the hill, I'm kind of worried about Chopstick's forward villager. And is he going to make it? Maybe 3 HP by the end of this? 5? Nah, he gets away with 6. But I don't know. What Chopsticks usually likes to do is wall in the opponent's resources to buy himself time to pull off his insanity. So he is going to walk right past the stone. I'm kind of surprised he's not walling that in. What does Chopsticks see? No, he's going to go back. That's what I mean. He was looking for the stone. He's lucky he didn't walk into the TC there. And at least Volkorn doesn't know about this yet. This is a notorious Chopsticks tactic, though. You can push a deer to a gold pile and put a mining camp on next to the deer. Yes. So you could build a mill here and then push deer to it. That works. Where are the deer? There you go, like this. This is fine. This bounty requires a lot of constant lateral thinking, but it's and a bit of luck with the map gen too. Like you need stuff like this to happen, or here, or here. And you're also able to build town centers. That's why this one was, I think, originally a level 2, and we upped it because it was too difficult. Uh-oh, choppy. You can't be doing that, buddy. You need these guys. If you can get the other stone, it would be pretty huge, though. But it's not that hard. It becomes trivial to clear this up once they get to feudal to Castle Age, because they can just build a TC here and shoot it down. It takes a minute, but you still get your res back. So, and your opponent had to go forwards and waste a whole bunch of walking time. Are there any more animals over here for him to worry about? I don't see another Komodo. He's not started making the 40 militia yet, and Volkhorn Kex is already heading to feudal age. Mule carts can't be gathered. Yeah, carts are a DQ. Because they aren't our resource camp. They can't be built touching the wrong resource. Oh, they can go down on berries. Yeah, I guess you could. You'd have to build every cart on the berries. I guess would technically let you do this one. Anytime you wanted to build a cart, you'd have to build it on the berries, though. Yeah, that would work. No, I think that would work. I think you can get away with cart civs doing that. That's arduous, at least. Yep. No, you guys are right. By the wording, the tournament wording is all way more precise than the game show. The game show is always the spirit of the bounties and what's the most entertaining to watch. Whereas this is competitive. So whatever the wording is and can be quote unquote legally interpreted as, that's how it is. So yeah, carts, if you built the carts on the berries, I would be probably forced to allow that. The problem is if you come and you ask me that question, I'm going to answer that question publicly, and I may even make a wording rule, change to the wording to clarify. I wouldn't change the intent of the rule at that stage, but I would change the wording to, and that might give away your strat. So it's a risk reward thing, but I'll always answer questions if people want to ask before. But I'm not. Maybe I should make myself available for private messaging, but that's could become arduous. I don't know. It's not that bad. It's bad when there's 40 people in the tournament and there's 15 sets all happening at the same time. It's not in the spirit though. Yeah, but we're not exactly but also like the tournament isn't supposed to be an in the spirit thing. It's a competitive thing. Volkhorn Keck's going to poke that stone that Chopsticks walled in. He didn't wall this one in yet, but he has a forward barracks down and 3 militia out so far. However, the scout count's already piling up for Volkhorn Kex, and we already saw Volkhorn Kex very successfully defend this exact strategy against a 2k5 in the previous set. So he has experience with this exact bounty, although at a higher level, actually. So it should be even easier? I don't know. Might be. It'll be easier for Chopsticks, but it'll be. I think Volk will be is set up well. He'll know what to do to make this happen. To be fair, though, Chopsticks does have a bit of a difference to his strategy going forwards with the forward building and stuff. He has 2 barracks, 1 at home, 1 forwards. And he also, rather than going Goths, has gone Bulgarian. So a harsher power spike, although with the way that Arg handled his macro in the Goth game that Volkhorn Kex played earlier against him, I don't think it it'll matter as much. It can come as a sudden shock, though, if you see like 40 militia and they suddenly turn into men-at-arms. Volkhorn Kex was able to take advantage of the timing gap when Feudal Age hit for Arg in the previous game, in the previous set like this. Oh my god, I don't know how to talk. I'm getting a little excited, to be honest. I'd really like to see Chopsticks do something crazy here. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Not even close to 3-point bounty labor, though. What, this one? Or inefficient construction? Chopsticks is in a 2-point bounty instead of the 3-point one. He doesn't have... Arg had to make 75. Chopsticks only has to make 40. And right now he's at 18, so he's already almost halfway there. Plus, don't forget, this is going to happen at some point. Probably the second that Volkhorn Kex sends the scouts to Chopsticks base. He's going to pop them out here. And then the army for Volk will just be so out of position. Volk has not spotted this at all. The labor of building mule carts on berries. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that might not be worth it. Got a quick wall, Choppy. That needs a house on it. And that's not in the right spot. That's in the right spot.
Final 3 games of the group stage of this tournament. We had to battle a PC deciding to stop working after, I don't know, 6 years. CPU just pooping its pants. That's been running since 2021. What else did I have to do? Replace RAM in the other PC. Took like 5 days of hard labor just to get the 2 computers functioning again. Chat came together in a huge way with a $800, $900 prize pool being split across a $50 clip contest, the top bounty claimed person, and the general prize pool for the tournament. And it's been a hell of a run. I've really enjoyed it. Scouts back here for Volcord Kex, gonna try to clear this push. As I said, Chopsticks popped them as soon as the scouts went forwards. Bloodlines on the way for Volcord Kex. Chopsticks is currently at roughly 27, 26, something like that. Militia produced. That's on the hill. He's not getting a good wrap, but I don't know. He's kind of clearing the armory. If I'm Chopsticks, I didn't mind that engagement. If he could just go around and get in and get some damage instead of beating his head against this wall. Oh, he's going to get a wrap on the scouts again. I don't know. They should have stayed up here. I think it's going to get cleared anyways. Volkornkak's doing his best to micro like he did in the previous set versus Arc, but Chopsticks is a bit more zombie-like in his militia micro, possibly to his advantage. As it just makes him less predictable. It's like, is it this time going to be the time where he actually micros his units? So is he tricking me, and is he luring me into a false sense of thinking he's not microing, and then Chopsticks will pick that exact moment to hit stop or move some of his units in such a way that gets him a little bit more damage. And I think that's why we're seeing Volkorn struggle. Also, conversely, Volkorn may be feeling less pressured with the militia being held to the outside, and he's gone up to Castle Age already. So rather than trying to fend off the militia with a ton of upgraded scouts, all he picked up was Bloodlines, and now he's on the way to Castle Age. And Berbers, of course, can spam those cheap knights. Volkorn Kex comfortable with the Berbers we saw earlier. Chopsticks closing in on the requisite number of militia he needs to be able to click up to the next age. As he needs 40, and he's currently at 36. Once you subtract his scout from the KD. As he's lost 19 militia, and he has 19 out. So that's 38. He needs 2 more, and he can click up the fuel age. I don't know if he's managed to keep track of how many he's made, though. And that's going to be a second stable from the Berber player. Very typical play. 2 stable knights from the Berbers. You can even add a TC at the same time if you have the wood banked. Volkorn Kex going to spam out some more scout cav, and hopefully he picks up the light cav upgrade a bit faster than he did in his last set. You think he's counting? I don't know. He might just be going for it. And then... Pardon me. I don't know. We'll see. He's about to break in. The more of these that he has alive as he makes his way up, the better. Chopsticks has a res collected lead. We'll take a quick peek and see how he's walled in, since there's probably going to be knights beating on his walls in a minute. And it, honestly, it looks pretty decent for a defensibility. He has a 6 Vil lead on Volk. Volk's going to be in a Vil deficit until he adds another town center or Chopsticks idles to go up or something. I do think the idling to go up is in order at this stage. He's got 200 food and like 250 plus food. He could probably click up the feudal right now and keep the militia spam going. Sticking around here a long time might hurt him. There are knights starting to pile up from Volkorn Kex. Chopsticks desperately needs the feudal click in to happen now. It might even be too late already. The knights, guys, they've got 2 melee armor built in. The militia only do 4 damage. If Volkorn Kex picks up the first armor, he'll have the damage the militia output. And it's little better than fighting them with villagers. So this is disaster for Chopsticks. He desperately needed to keep better track. Oh, a little stand ground patrol there, though. Forcing Volk to be careful. He's taking the hill. Chopsticks not getting a good rap, but probably willing to fight the units. They're dying so fast. Yeah, they're just dead, guys. Chops, go up, buddy. It's too late already. If he had just managed to keep that alive... Alright, the play now for Chopsticks has to be to somehow get into Castle Age as fast as possible. And maybe defensive Krepost. But he has his bounty condition fulfilled.
And has this forced an error out of Volcorn Kex? I don't see any errant resource camps. I see a town center going down on that stone, and I saw a mining camp get added on the wood earlier, and that's about it. There's nothing else. The mill is on the wood. So everything's looking good for Volk. And I can feel the panic rising in some of the high relos players as they see the potential here for Volk to eclipse their position. That's open. Chopsticks calls the GG, and I think this is going to be a bounty claimed here for Volcorn Kex. Wow. 4 points for Volcorn Kex from that game. We could see a massive swing here in the standings as Volcorn Kex is going to be just a few points out of that second position now. Where is he? So that's going to put him 4 points behind Arg. So a one more bounty claim here from Volcorn Kex will tie him for second position with Arg. These next two games are absolutely critical heading into. We've managed to get exciting and important games all the way up to the very end. The KD 55-10 tells the whole story there, as the militia were not able to be kept alive long enough to get upgraded, and Chopsticks loses the game in Dark Age. He could have had it if he clicked up the second he hit the amount and then sent the militia off to hide and then come back with a whole bunch of longswords in 4 minutes. Might have been trouble time for Volcorn Kex. He might have been able to go for a base trade or stonewall the Knights out or something. Back to the draft. We'll see what they do for game 2 here. We are going to run another stupid ad since it is just, so you guys see, 7 minutes till it runs. Don't want it running in the middle of the game, especially with the implications so high right now, so I'm just going to quickly push the button for that while I get the next one ready to go. I actually am quite tense here. Celts and Khmer for game 2. What are the bounties? Basically, the Huns. You must not reach feudal age until you hit 200 pop in housing. No Huns or Incas. And win. Chopsticks going for Greg the Builder. He's going for broke. All buildings other than farms must be built using the same villager and win. Oh no. That is a tough build. That is a tough bounty to pull off, chat. That is a tough one. All right, we're back in 60 seconds.
I used to have problems. We all have problems. That's why I looked for a solution. Hi, I'm Barry the Beaver, and I'm here to inform you about our all-new product, Barry's Tail Wax and Lubricant. Tired of your tail not making that awesome slapping sound you love? Are your friends, loved ones, and co-workers disgusted by your horrible slap? Is your tail covered in boils, lesions, or does it fail to smell like vanilla? Well, our vanilla-scented tail wax is made with just 43 ingredients, tailor-selected to make it easy to open, easy to apply, and even easier to remove. Why go through life with a substandard tail? Also, I guess if you're a sick you can use it as lubricant. You sick. Barry's Tail Wax. Smells like vanilla. Tastes like beaver. You sick.
Here we go. I can't believe it's the end here. It's getting to me a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. Yes, I do. I'm going to roast another tournament. Yeah, when would the next tournament probably start? When the hell is my life going to be stable again? June? June, maybe? For the King Snipe Cup or whatever I do. Crazy. Greg the Builder here is on his second house. And off to the lumber camp he goes. Chopsticks. We're going to keep Greg control group because we're going to have to keep a close eye on Greg. Volkorn Kex in the west. Basically, the Hun's not allowed to reach feudal age until he hits 200 population in Helsing. And this has had a ridiculously high completion rate, 85% during the... was this the 100% one? No, that's okay, Boomer. Basically, the Hun's was 85% completion rate. And it's a level 3 bounty. So... that was almost every attempt that was completed was by the Incas. So we banned the Incas from this bounty in addition to the Huns. It makes it too easy. This is going to be our first real attempt we've seen at it since the rule change. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Choppy. Throw a house foundation down. House foundation. Yeah, he's in trouble. The hill, too. That guy's dead. House foundation was the only hope for Chop. He's already 2 vills back. Rip. Did he get loom? Oh god, he's going to do the thing again. He's going to go in lame again. Yeah. This is definitely going to be a lameville. Wait, is that Greg? Okay. Can Greg get help from other buildings? Technically, as long as he hits the building, it was built using him. Yes, he has to complete the building. He doesn't actually have to build the whole thing, but he does have to complete it. Where's Greg going? Because technically the building isn't built until the HP hits 100. So as long as he's the one that makes it go to 100, then he can do it. That's the Gregville in the house. He's keeping him safe. Yeah, if you lose Greg, then you can't make any more buildings. So this is why that's part of the reason this is a level 3 bounty. Very, very difficult. One of the completions we had, I think it was the only completion, maybe it was the completion we didn't have as the Incas. Either way, somebody at some point lost Greg and still managed to win the game from the position they were in when they lost Greg, which was pretty remarkable. Gotta say. Good to see you, by the way, Rapiditas. And hello to anyone else that I missed that's been in chat. I built a shed and used a hammer at any point. I built it using a hammer. Built? No, you didn't build it using the hammer. You constructed it using the hammer. Even built construction? I don't know. The definition of the bounty, I'm pretty sure, the definition of the tournament means that he has to complete it. Is there a definition of built? Hold on. Gather a building. Completed construction. Construction is anything that starts as a foundation and is hit by units with hammers until it is built. So it is built. All buildings must be built. So built is defined indirectly by the definitions. I think you'd have a better chance of arguing that as long as he's one of the builders that's hitting it when it's completed, then it can be considered he was one of the people who built the building. That would have a stronger hold, I think. Yeah, I think that would make more sense. But no clarifications. There is a bounty challenge channel in the Discord for players to dispute rulings. I encouraged that, as a matter of fact, as it makes it easier than me having to triple or quadruple check all the claims. And to be fair, all the times that we've seen Greg the Builder completed, people have done it this way. Chopstick sticking to the spirit of the bounty here. A lot of people getting nervous as Volkorn Kex is on his way to the popping space he needs, as he's up to 70 pop, almost halfway there already. And if any pressure from Chopstick starts up, could be bad news. Volkorn Kex perhaps sensing this, sending the militia forwards to pressure Chopstick's gold. I want to see Volkorn scouting. He doesn't actually know that much about Chopstick's base. He has a vague idea where it is because of a single house. Chopsticks has a forward main stone and main gold right next to a hill, which is ugly. He has secondary gold exposed at the back, secondary stone exposed at the front, too. I don't even know where the other secondary gold is. Way, way, way out front. Disgusting base for Chopsticks. That is going to get in with little aplomb. And some quick walls on the berries. Those are low HP. Got to be careful. And they break in. Oh, run, Choppy, run. Oh, nice shot from the TC on the army. Manages to pick off half the HP of the scout and a militia. The Vills still have decent amounts of HP. Chopstick's going to go out and try and fight the Drush off. If he can do this without losing a Vill, it'd be huge. It looks like he might lose one. I don't know. Maybe 4 militia, it's worth trading 1 Vill. Not 2, though. Gotta be careful. Yeah, I think that's worth trading 1 Vill for a 4 militia Drush. I think that wasn't horrible. The main issue I see for Chops is he's 7 Vills behind Volcorn already. Part of that's going to be the feudal click-in, but we've seen it demonstrated in the past that those elongated Dark Ages pay off, especially at the lower elos where the players often struggle to get the value in their opponent taking so long to get up and use the power spikes that are available to them. So we'll see what Chopsticks decides to do. I'd like to see maybe a range with all the goldies on, but it's kind of looking like an FC. FC into Knights could work. Some sort of Knight Scorpion play. Although the Celt's going to be a lot easier to defend with than a lot of other civilizations with their faster firing siege. So Volcorn Kex is at 185 pop. And he is 10 population away after the... Oh, he'll have it after those 3 houses complete, actually. And he's got 200 pop and he's on his way to feudal age. So the timing working out great here for Volcorn Kex. And he is playing as basically the Huns at this point. He's managed the stipulations in his bounty. This is not looking good for Chopsticks. It's not looking good for Arg either. A claim here from Volcorn Kex would tie him for the 2nd position in the tournament. And we could see a historic, a monumental, a huge rise, change up in the standings here just after this game. Chopsticks has the opportunity to play spoiler here, and he is going to go into Knights right away. He's clicked up the Castle Age before Volk hits feudal, which is at least nice to see, but it's going to mean more idle TC time, or at least TC time where it's not producing Vills, and Volk is going to add some more. He's closing in on a Castle Age himself, and it's going to be a stronger one than on Chopsticks. Chopsticks has to start... Chopsticks needs a villager forwards the second he hits Castle Age, because he's going to have to... Oh, great job, Chopsticks. Oh, God, no. He's got the hill. No, it doesn't. They're flat. They're flat. They're both halfway on the hill. All right. Forward villager taking some damage, though. And a siege workshop on that hill would be nice. Bloodlines coming in for Chopsticks. You go up on gold to get to Castle Age, or you should make a market as your 2nd building. Oh, is that why we're taking so long to get up? We don't have buildings. Range and a smith. A range? Uh-oh. If it's Knights and Scorps, that could be really bad for Volk. He is going to go crossbows. That could be rough. You're playing into the Khmer hands here. I think you go Pike Siege. I don't think you go Archers. I think you go Pikeman Siege. It's the Khmer. What the hell are they going to do? Very unlikely that also like a 1350 or 1500 is going to open with crossbows as the Khmer and Castle Age after an FC. Possible, but unlikely. You could see some weird Scorpion play, especially the number of times we've seen Khmer selected to do Scorpion-specific bounties. And I love that Chopsticks is getting there. This is excellent play from Chopsticks. He at least is going to be able to take advantage of the age-up advantage he gave himself, which is nice to see. And the question is, do you go Mango first or Scorpion? Probably Scorpion just to get it working. He might wait for a Mango, though. I like it. I like the Mango first. You get he's got 2.5 minutes to make maybe like 3 mangonels. I think he can get 3 mangonels out in that amount of time. Depends what his res collected's looking like. You need some more gold vills, man. Take like 3 off of wood and send them to gold. And get a second mangonel out and maybe even a third, and I could see the pressure paying off. You don't need that many knights. On the Vills? On the Vills! Good opening shot from Chopsticks. And here we go. There's a nice window of opportunity for Chops to do a lot of damage to Volkorn Keck's Eco and get back this Vil lead and maybe get himself even the victory depending on how much this snowballs. Celts have faster moving infantry, and Volkorn is still adding archers. He's only got 2 spears. And Chopsticks is going to add husbandry. I think that's a good call when you're up against the Celts. Maybe normally I'd say that's a little bit early and you're compromising your ability to make more knights, but you know that the Celt spears move faster. Dodging them can really pay off. The problem is husbandry, you're basically compromising in not getting the armor. It makes it harder to dive. Oh man, imagine some knights on that left side. Imagine some knights on the left side. Where's that Vil? Greg's building a monastery as well. That is Greg. Okay, it's time to hit the TC. Man, a ram? I don't know. I think a second mango would have been better. Another mangonel and a ram. Another mangonel on the TC. Two mangoes on the TC. Already a defensive siege workshop going down for Volkorn Kex. And he's going cav archers? Where are these archers? They're like chilling around. Impressive amount of pressure here early on from Chopsticks. He's got to be careful not to throw anything away. Siege pushes like this depend on decent micro. The spear's going to try to come out. The Scorps are there to defend. A third Scorpion makes this really hard for Volkorn to get in close with pikemen. I don't like that he's abandoning his siege a little bit with the knights. Maybe if he had some more knights coming out. He does have a monk that he's adding. Volkorn Kex has been in Castle Age, and he's going to have a siege workshop as his main Castle Age advantage so far that he's gone up with. Got to be careful with the knights coming around the back. They were probably looking for the siege workshop or some Vils, but he throws them away. Mangonel's creeping forward. It's going to require some mango micro here from both players who both take shots on the mangoes. Mango goes for a shot on the Scorpion instead of trading off against Chopsticks Mango, and the pressure. I think that was a bad call from Volkorn Kex, as now the pressure will continue on this TC, and the counterintuitively the Celts getting siege pushed really effectively here. Another defensive mangonel coming out from Volkorn Kex, and it's going to clear the mango from Chopsticks, and that TC's down to 600 HP. No micro on the forward siege from Chopsticks. Busy handling some macro back at base. I think he's adding light cav. The ram was doing damage on the right side this whole time. He tries to swoop in with the knights to pick off the mangonel. He needed to keep those 3 Scorpions alive. No, Mango Shot got a good hit on the spears there, and that turns things kind of back the other way in favor of this momentum for Chopsticks. He can't really kill enough houses, I don't think, to make a difference. He would have to kill 10 of them, would still keep Volkorn Kex with 50 pop space. So it is nice to be attacking something, but I don't like that he could be damaging his own units. It is out of his way, though, here. And 2 mangonels, a ram, and a Scorpion. Chopsticks is making more knights. Greg's adding a market forwards. He takes out both of the mangonels from Volkorn Kex on that shot, and the pressure's back on Volkorn Kex TC. He never repaired. There's enough army here, I think, to maybe defend the mangonel. There's a Scorpion to try to fend off the spear. Panic repairs from Volkorn Kex. He did add another TC in the back there. He has stone, so on his way to a castle in just a minute. He's up to 650 stone. The castle could go in a number of spots that would be advantage to Volkorn Kex. Chopsticks hasn't made a villager in a long time. He's got 5 minutes of idle time. He's all in with this push. Another mango to defend from the Celt. Takes a shot at his own mining camp, question mark. Lightcap try to swoop in. That TC will go down. It took a little bit too long for Chopsticks, though, despite the really solid pressure. And he's going to need to transition to rams. Or he's going to have to reposition his army and come around from the north. That castle does not really protect that town center if Chopsticks does swing around that side. There's no more mangonels on the way from Volk. He has 1 tucked behind his castle with low HP. The goo in the back of your base. Your base needs to ooze like goo when you get pushed like this. If the opponent's squishing you, you need to squirt out the sides.
Otherwise, you get compacted and turned into paste. And it's bad. You don't want to be paste. Goo is way better. What a push from Chopsticks. If he keeps making knights and light cav, I'd really like to see him pick up the armor. And I'd really like to see him swing around. Volk, I think, is trying to get to a second castle somewhere and maybe stabilize. Chop still has the option of adding his own TCs at this point too, especially with the amount of pressure that he's put on, but he's cranking it up. Even more Scorpions on the way. How's Greg doing? Greg's fine. Chopsticks probably thinks he's housing Volcord Kex. The Load Raider's going to come out and they could get all 3 Mangonels without micro from the Scorpions. 2 of them are shooting and the Mango's moving away from the Scorps. And they will pick off all 3 of the Mangoes. And that's a huge loss for Chopsticks. You can imagine the damage that could have been done if they had swung around that north side. Looking at Chopsticks' POV here. And he does not... he should be able to see the... I don't know if he can actually see those farms, if he scouted those or not. But if he did, he definitely should be swinging around. It's hard to tell when they're in... when we're in capture age. I think I could check in here. It's kind of important. Yeah, you can see that. Oh, I clicked Chopsticks names. 1 second, there we go. Now he's definitely going to see it with the knights coming around. Please start applying pressure from the north. Mangonel's creeping on those Scorpions. It's going to get... Oh, yeah. Volk should have just gone for the clustered shot. Manages to get 1. Scorpion numbers for Chopsticks considerable at 6. Maybe enough to think that Volk... for Volk to think that he's going for that bounty. Still no cavalry armor. The Bloodlines has helped considerably. That I will say. Chopsticks could definitely take the fight if he had even 1 Scorpion helping. Or if he has all of the army fighting at the same time, and then that could potentially snowball from there if Chopsticks comes around. And he will get that. He will win that fight. And Chopsticks is starting to come around the north. Gonna have to be careful because the Mangonel is gonna be able to defend from that, so he's gonna have to take the right angle of attack here. I do like that he's still pressuring the houses. If that in a normal game, that would be really good. The fact that Volcorn Kex built 200 pop of houses, and you're not gonna be able to predict that. Please, 4 rams. Oh no, they're shooting the TC! Chopsticks, come on, man! Great defense from Volk. Great defense from Volcorn Kex. Chopsticks added a few more vills, but not that many. He's still only 8 vills behind, though. Teal's going to go back out and try to add a TC here. The Mangonel coming in from Chopsticks. This is what Chops could see. Hit the archers. Yeah, Volk will push the Mango back from the town center going up using his feudal army that he still's got. Somehow those have stayed alive. Pair of monasteries on the left from Volk, who almost has enough for another castle as well. Probably going to go out here somewhere. And it's the push is falling apart here for Choppy. He's got very limited time to make this work. He's got another 3 Mangonels coming out. That's why having those Mangoes go down the first batch, if he had just swung them around right there, the game would have ended. There's no way Volk would have been able to defend from that. He would have been reliant on Woad Raiders against Knights and Scorps. But he lost all the Mangoes. He lost all the Scorpions twice. And that's really why this push is kind of falling apart for Chops. It's not over yet. Oh my god. It's really not over yet. That is a atrocious castle from Volcorn Kex. And with the ram right there, he's got to delete that fast. Volk's got to delete that right now. The Knights, oh, he's going to force the fight. Did that. He deleted the foundation. The ram just about, 1 more hit from the ram. I think I might have cleared it. 1 conversion from a monk there. More pressure now coming in from Chopsticks. He's got 2 rams, 2 Mangoes to work with, 6 Knights and 5 light cav. I don't know where the light cav are. I have no idea. Light cav, 2 of them down there, 3 of them down there, doing nothing. Another castle attempt here. Looks like it might be on the way. I don't know what Volk is thinking. He doesn't quite have the stone for it. He'd have to buy. And he also doesn't have gold. Oh, I just clued in on the fact that this pressure is keeping Volcorn Kex off of his gold. Nice Mango shot to snipe 1 of the vills. 2 of the vills.
little bit of micro there from Chopsticks. Pressure still coming in the north, and Chopsticks is closed in on the Vilcount. And guess what? He's added his own TCs. He's added his own TCs. The all-in part is over. The damage definitely paid off enough for Chopsticks to keep pace here. We're at 50 to 47 villagers, and we got a hell of a game 2 in this set. The second last game of this set. Big mango shots coming in on that pile of villagers, and now Chopsticks has the villager lead. And he's got the army lead. Barely. And the ability to apply pressure to 2 town centers. Volkorn Kex built. What did he do with the stone? Where did Volk's stone go? Where did the stone? Did he sell the stone? Did he sell the stone for gold? He sold the stone for gold. Oh, that could cost him. One night conversion there is doing some hard work as it's picked off 2 mangonels before Chops was able to clear it. And a bunch of spears coming out to clear the other mangonel. What a game. Dude, I thought this was over. It looked like it was going to fall apart, Chopsticks, but adding it, that was excellent time for him to add the town centers. He is going to have to hold and figure out how to win this one late, though. He's in the one main thing I think he has working for him is he's up against a civilization that does not get bombard cannons, which are notoriously difficult for the Khmer to deal with. What does a late game army composition for the Khmer look like? Hussar hand cannon I think would do pretty decently. Celts don't get hand cannons. I think Hussar hand cannon has to be what Chopstick starts working towards here. You know what? He's not that far from Imp. Nice. He's got to keep Vils. He's got to pump Vils, man. Dude, what a weird game this one is now. Chop's getting another. He's still holding Volkorn Kex off of that gold. Volk is able to take that extra gold over there. But the main gold, definitely desirable location to try and hit. There's 4 relics in the monastery. Where's Greg? Greg is still building all the buildings. Greg has survived. Chopsticks' bounty attempt is intact. Because we know Greg built all of these. I was watching. We can go back at the end of the game and make sure verified Greg's journey, which will be insane. I'm sure. Pikeman is in for Volkorn Kex. He's got 17 of them and a pair of World Raiders. And you can just spam. World Raiders produce pretty quickly, chat. So if Volk gets his eco rolling. Arbalests? Do you need arbs or crossbows here? There's so many pikemen. He might, yeah. I think Chops is either thinking hand cannons or, yeah, he's going crossbows. Not a bad decision. That's Volk's feudal army. Still kicking. Still getting value. Score is dead even. Just around 4,700 for both players. And Chop's definitely going to be going into some ranged units for the university on the way as well now. Volk walking right into a TC. Going to lose a good chunk of his army. The pikemen, a particularly bad loss here. What's going on here? Volk wants all this out of his face. He's probably going to go and get those relics too. That early relic snagging from Chopsticks netted him 1,600 extra gold. Probably a large portion of the reason he's even still in the game. The fact that he went and got relics. That was huge. I'd really, really like to see him start even adding more. I want a 4th TC here. Lean into your advantages. He's gonna go back to knights. Dude, your opponent has so many pikemen. Well, crossbow knight though. Maybe he's gonna try another all-in in late Castle Age. If he can somehow clear Volkorn's army with a combination of knight crossbow, maybe Chopsticks will have enough momentum to go back with more forward siege. It's a shame he lost the buildings. Losing the houses is really gonna start to hurt in a second. Is he adding extra ones? Yeah. We're getting a hell of a game here in the second last game of the group stage of this tournament. The stakes are so high. Crossbows need to be microed very well here. The Woad Raiders have very high movement speed, and they needed to be prioritized, and they were not. At least Chopsticks didn't lose his whole army there. Just a bunch of it. He's got, well, he did lose almost lost his whole army. I think Chopstick's starting to fall out of his wheelhouse too. He's really good with pressure.
Noah Luna 24 is following.
No, Luna, thank you very much for the follow. Woad Raiders, Pikemen, Rams. He needs a defensive siege workshop. He's gonna need his own mangoes back at home again. Needs more he needs knights, not crossbows. He needs knights and crossbows to make this defense work, I think. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of army out for Volkorn. 21 pikemen, 9 woads, 3 monks, 3 rams. Chopsticks calls GG, and that is a bounty claimed for Volkorn Kex, who's now tied with Arg in the second place position. And the final game of this set is going to decide who our grand finalists are. A monumentous, insane turn of events here on the last day of the tournament. Or last day of the group stage. Not the tournament. Grand final Sunday. Sunday, 19 GMT, maybe 18 GMT start. I'm thinking I'm going to aim at 19 GMT. We've got 10 games we're going to cast for the bronze medal and gold medal games here. And it's going to come down to the very last game as to who's playing, which is nuts. Let's look at the rankings here and remind ourselves. So Volkorn Kex now at 14. 14. And he's tied in the bounties claimed in the second group stage with Arg as well. And I'm not going to be counting that the head-to-head they played in the tiebreaker, I don't think. I'll have to look at my notes and see how that works out. I think I would end up counting it, actually, now that I think. I think Volk needs 1 point here. See, it doesn't count for Arg's head-to-head record, but you guys would, otherwise you'd need to play a playoff, which would be a head-to-head. So yeah, it would count. Yeah, so Volkorn Kex needs 1 point in order to take the second place spot. At this point, he's locked in at number 3. Duduju has fallen to number 4. So he's also taken Latishek back out of the tournament, back out of the top 4. Poor Latishek. So right now, before this final game, with Plotter Ghost, with Volkorn Kex while having 14 points and a loss in his head-to-head versus Arg, he is currently in 3rd place. So a win will put him into the grand finals. Volk, you are no longer allowed to write anything in the chat, please, until the game is done being cast. All right? I got nerves. 6 minutes till ads, so we'll run that before the next game. I'm just going to take a minute because this has been a wild journey. Let's look at the last bounties we're going to see here in the group stages. Stop hitting yourself 3 for Volkorn Kex. Has to kill 100 of his own units and win. And only Rams for Chopsticks. Produce only Rams and Vills and win. Oh no. Choppy going for broke. Chopsticks going for broke here. He wanted to... you know why he's doing this, chat? Is Chopsticks was trying to get himself into the bronze medal games, I'm pretty sure. So Chopsticks going for broke. I'm actually, my heart's pounding. I'm excited to start game 3, so we'll get the ads out of the way and we'll go. Tatars for Volkorn Kex. Wait, did I click the wrong one? Yep, Tatars for Volkorn Kex, Sicilians for Chopsticks. Sicilians with only Rams? He might try and win in Feudal Age with the Dungeon Rush. For the final, let's say you get 2 players of very different elos. How do you prevent the higher elo to just play for wins and ignore the bounties? The higher elo has balancing against them because they are going to have more they're gonna have all the hard bounties, and the low elo will have all the easy bounties. I might maybe we'll make the grand final number of bounties claimed. No, you need the points so that the low elo can overtake the high. Maybe I'll double the low elo points or something. Some multiplier based on their elo. That sounds bad. We'll see. It could still go two different ways here. We don't know how this is going to go yet. Okay. Ads and the final game of the group stage. I want to play the Mom Spaghetti one so bad, but that'll definitely get us claimed. All right, ads for the non-subs. Here we go. See you on the other side.
Are you tired of not having giant quantities of goo? Well, good news. Here at Jeff's Goo Warehouse, we have managed to acquire thousands of vats of goo repurposed from another product that we don't name legally. Are you tired of not having vats of goo slathered over your body, poured over your house, or even force-fed to your children? Well, good news. Here at Jeff's Goo Warehouse, we have a goo blowout. More than 15,000 pounds of goo need to go before the end of the day. We'll pour it inside your car. We'll pour it all over your plants and inside of your home. Just let us know where you need the goo, and we'll immediately place the goo in the most convenient location that we possibly can for ourselves. Sometimes I walk down the street and I'm like, man, I wish I could have some goo. Well, guess what? I can. All I gotta do is head on down to Jeff's Goo Warehouse. Goo! There's so much goo! It's coming out of every orifice. Every part of your body has goo excreting from it. Look at over there, there's goo. Goo on the ground. Goo in your hair. Goo in your eyes. Goo at the mall. Goo inside of your car. It's goo! 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 Now for only $19.95, you can pick up a giant vat of goo and we'll pour it directly on your house. Where did we get the goo? Who knows?
Let's go! The final game of the group stages of the Showdown Cup between Volcorn Kex and Chopsticks, and it's going to decide who moves on to the grand final. Volcorn Kex needs just a single point, so a win for Volcorn Kex puts him into the grand final against Tagawasaki Koi. Chopsticks manages a win or a bounty claim, then Volcorn Kex will not be going. It'll be a bronze medal match for Volcorn Kex. The whole outcome here. This is, my nerves are gone. This is nuts. It's insane it came all the way down to this. There was a lot less high scoring bounties in the second group stage. Players playing a bit more conservatively. I don't know what I want to happen. Arg kept the tournament running by playing the set against Volk. And he could have ignored, he still could have chosen to ignore the bounties, and man, I don't know. This is just crazy how this one went. Sicilians for Chopsticks. Produce only rams and villagers and win. And knowing Chopsticks, he's going to go for it. Oh, we didn't watch Greg's journey from last game. Rip. That 1 point that Volk got versus Arg. 2 points? Those 2 points he got could factor in so huge here. It's just... What a tournament. 100 of your own villagers and win. I wonder if he's just going to ignore it. If he's doing the math and knows that he's completed the bounties, then he may just go for a win here, Volk. And ignore his bounty entirely. If Chopsticks is paying super close attention, he might do the same thing. We could just have 2 players play for a victory. I don't know what's going to happen at all. Chopsticks is pretty committed to doing bounties in general, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it. The other thing we're going to figure out after this, it may even already be mathematically determined, is who's going to get the $50 for having the most individual bounties claimed. I think it's going to be Tagawa. We'll have to add everything up. So we'll combine their first round and second round total bounties claimed and see who ended up with the most. Oh, this is going to be fun. I want to see 100 units die. I hope Volcorn actually goes for the bounty. We'll see what he does. He could be in line. Volcorn might want to go for the bounty because that could lock him up an extra $50 that he probably is going to struggle in to get. This is a huge amount of money on the line in this one game. Forward gold for the Sicilian Chopsticks. Forward stone right next to it. Both of them on or adjacent to hills. And at the rear of the base, he's got secondary gold way at the back. Other secondary golds on another hill. Kind of on the front side of his base relative to teal. All of his res are like almost all forwards. Really ugly base. Volcorn Kex in the north has 4 close together wood lines. Forward main stone and main gold. Secondary gold at the back. Secondary stone also at the back, but both kind of external to the potato base he should probably end up building. He may just go to the end of the map. It is a lameable map if you're Chopsticks and you're going to do your villager shenanigans.
Ordini.
I'm just thinking and watching at this point. Chopsticks has gone out to get the bunnies at the front of his base. Both players, well no, Chopsticks didn't click up the feudal. He added more vills. FC from Chopsticks? He's going for only rams, maybe. Usually he does feudal pressure when he attempts something like this, though. Usually like towers and a vill rush is a bit more typical for Chopsticks. I don't want to say I'm rooting against Volcorn Kex, but I did come into this set rooting for Chopsticks to work his way into the bronze, and he can't do that now. Even with a 4-point claim here, it wouldn't do it for him. Capture Age has been running a lot better today, I've noticed. I probably just jinxed it. Nice wall there from Volcorn Kex. Gonna protect that main stone at the front. This is already looking ugly. Chopsticks, though, 5 more villagers. Clicks up later. What's Volk adding? A stable. So gonna be a scout rush here. Wait, did he already pick Tatars? Am I remembering from the first? Am I remembering from the first set? I think I'm remembering from the first set. Yeah, he was doing that, the TC bounty versus Arg. That's what I'm remembering. I feel like everybody in chat's like actually paying close attention and watching because it's been inactive for a while here. You guys chill and lurk. You enjoy. I'm glad people are into it. I'm into it. Did I say hi to you, Manaspa? I don't know if I said hi to Word either. Grethring's lonely. Lately, if you're lonely, Graith, I can keep you company. Please, no. Please, no. Hey, Dojo Moose. Scouts coming in now. Volcorn Kex waited until he had 3 of them.
Chopstick's gonna go for a market, and Volk will spot it right away. So FC strategy has been revealed. Delete the market. Delete the market. Please delete the market. Delete the market. Chopsticks. No! Oh my god. Is this how this tournament's gonna end? Okay. Volk should have just kept going, man. He might be worried he needs to get the points for the bounty, though. Like, Volk isn't gonna be 100% sure that he passed the previous bounties. He has to wait for the set to be cast, so might be trying to play it safe and didn't want to push that issue any further and have an early resignation from Chop. I mean, Chop loses 5 of his vills there. It's over. He's idling, but he's up. Only a single vill of idle time and 2 vills down. The scouts are coming back for more, though. Chops is going for his bounty. That's why he's not making spears. Oh my god, man. This is gonna be how this I can't believe the tournament's gonna end on a bounty synergy thing like this. I've stunned Chopsticks went for such an all-in bounty. He might have just wanted to, I don't want to say get it over with, but can a YOLO castle drop do it? Where would a castle go that could cause enough damage to end the game? That would be ugly, but it's not gonna do enough. If he had a second castle after that, this is still wall. To get some quick walls up, maybe? Scouts are just going to come right back to the stone, man. They are low HP, though. Most of Chop's villas are high HP. But just the res gathering delay. Volcorn Kex is 9 villagers up now. Eco KD 4-0. He did lose all of his scouts, though. Pressure will fall off now. Chopsticks will be able to get a castle down. And if he's going for some kind of weird phosphor play, Chopsticks winning, I think, would be more interesting for the tournament. I don't know, man. This is, I am dying inside. This is... super high implication castle drop inbound. Is Teal gonna spot the vills? Oh my god, did he see it? Did he see the vill? Did he see the vill? He missed the villager. Volcorn Kex missed the vills. The chops will make it forwards. There is a spear there that could maybe spot them. Volk maybe is swinging off to the left to see if they went for the drop. He said Volcorn can sense the incoming castle drop, and now it's going up right on his main gold. And the scouts are on their way back. Everything that Volcorn Kex is on his way back here. Pleased with the quick walls chopping. I don't know, he has enough vills that he's probably going to get it up anyways. Sicilians with the faster building castles. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't know, it's somewhere in there. I went on the Tatar side because I'm nervous. Get in the castle right away. Oh! That's a big castle drop for Chopsticks to get down. And he's going to go directly into Rams. He doesn't have any gold, though. No gold for Chopsticks. He's going to be reliant, I think, on Volcorn Kex gold. He doesn't even have enough gold for one. He'd have to sell wood, and he probably doesn't want to right now. Scouts are going to go and try and find more damage in the back of Chopstick's base. Oh, no. Every vill goes down just makes this less likely for Chops to pull it off. He's going to take Volcorn's gold on the front. He's trying to fight the scouts off from the TC. Oh, man. Disaster of trying to fend these scouts off. They have bloodlines. Show me a ram. Show me a ram. There it is. It's going to take, by the time it comes out, Volk's probably going to be in Castle Age. I expect we're going to see some defensive mangonels pretty quick. Or even just step lancers might do it. Tars get steps, right? So where's that castle? Fortifications built faster. That's the one I was thinking of. We'll see if the pressure kicks in from Chopsticks and ramps up here. There's still not. There's only one army out from Volcorn, and it's now dead. Chopsticks has a ram, and he is ramming as we speak. Second one on the way. I see potential here. Defensive Siege Workshop for Volk. Chopsticks, you gotta go to that TC, I think. Garrison the Vilzen and then fight. Make some dungeons. Maybe make a dungeon here. He needs a dungeon. He has one non-ram unit, which is his starting scout. Can he kill enough houses for this to matter? Another 15 houses would bring Volk to being housed. There's a knight there now. Knights from Volkorn Kex. Chopsticks desperately needs a dungeon. He just switch. Chopsticks, just go for the win. Please. One of the only times I've ever wanted Chopsticks to not attempt the bounty. Otherwise, Volk's got this. Volk will have this, man. What are they ramming? There's something there. What is there? Oh, it's a stable. Oh, what a nasty castle drop from Chopsticks. Is it in range of the other castle? I don't think it is. He needs quick walls. Losing Phil's really badly. Oh, no. The Mangonel creeping in. And is this how the Showdown Cup group stage is going to end? The Mangonel coming in to deny the castle drop from the Sicilian. The Ram soaking shots at well. And Volkorn Kex is going to lock up a position in the grand finals of the Showdown Cup. Holy moly. That is how we are going to finish this tournament. My goodness, Volkorn Kex, the second place in the second group stage on the back of 9 points. He'll fail that bounty. Chopsticks will fail his bounty as well, but boy, did he make a play at it. If that castle goes up, man. And some quick walls, and then the Rams being microed onto the mangoes might have done it. And that is it. The final tail of the tape here in the group stage. 21-11 the KD. And the Eco 9600 to 7100. Chopsticks with 2 all-ins back to back. You can see just how strong the play is from Chopsticks. I think if he adds sergeants here, he wins. I think if he had been making sergeants, he gets the win there. That is it. We made it. Explosion. Volkorn Kex, congratulations. Over to the final rankings of the tournament. I will update that post-hence. And empty my spreadsheet. Volk with 2 bounties claimed in that set. And a clean sweep of Chopsticks on top of that. Or the 3 bounties here, just to make sure I have everything recorded for posterity. Volk, man, fantastic gameplay. You locked in here right at the end. So you had basically the Huns as your second claim. The first one was inefficient construction. I'll mark this as played yes, and it will become official. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's missing a tabulation. I think I missed a comma. There we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. That is the final standings. So the grand final is going to be between Tagawasaki Koi and Volkorn Kex. 1600 creeping into the grand final. Arg and Duduju will play off for the bronze medal. I'll get you guys the prize pool distribution right now for how this is going to work out for the players, especially the folks that have already managed to win and been eliminated. The final prize pool is 5th to 8th place. All get $50. 4th place, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. 4th place gets $70. So whoever loses of Argon du Jour ends up with an extra $20. 1st place gets 100, or 3rd place gets 100, pardon me. So whoever wins between Argon du Jour gets 100, the loser gets 70. And for the grand prize, we got 1st place at $200, 2nd place at $150. The other thing we're going to look at right now is who has the most overall bounties claimed. And I'm going to open back up the... Do I still have the other one on here somewhere? The old leaderboard. Hold on, let me just get us all in play here. Grand Finals will be at 18 GMT on Sunday. Okay? Let me move this around so we can see both of them at the same time. Give me 1 second. So let's see here. We have Tagawa Saki Koi with 6 in the first round and 4 in the first round with a total of 10. So does anybody have more than 10? Lighty ended up with 2, so he'll have 8. Arg had 5 plus 4 is 9. Ooh, that was close. Latashek had 4 plus 2. Duduju with 4 plus 2. What's about Volcorn Kex? 4 plus 4. So Tagawa Saki Koi is also going to walk away with an extra $50. So Tagawa Saki Koi has $50 already in his pocket thanks to all the bounties that he's claimed. Congratulations, Tagawa Saki Koi. I was prepared to go for the bounty, but hard against all in. Exhausting 2 sets, not going to lie, but exciting and fun. Well, you've definitely punched your ticket into the grand final. I have no idea how you're going to deal with Tagawa. No idea what your game plan is there. It is going to be a play all 5 with the same settings we've been playing as. So Tagawa will only have level 3 bounties available. Does that make sense? Does that actually make sense? I think it does. Yep, that's how we're gonna have to roll it. Crocodile Man, thanks for the follow, by the way. I missed your follow about 10 minutes back. Yeah, so they'll be play all 5s with the same settings we've been running. I will create some Discord channels for the players to organize in. You guys are going to have until 18 GMT on Sunday to complete your sets. Two comments. If he has only tier 3s, he can basically choose his bounties. There are enough refreshes to get through the whole list almost. Pretty much, yeah. I think I'm only going to have 2 refreshes for this one, though. I was going to add a 3rd one, but I think I'm going to leave it at 2. What stops the high elo from just going for 5 wins? Not much. We could make it most bounties claimed for the grand final is the one thing I could do. So he only gets tier 3s and you can pick whatever tier you want. I think that makes sense. Most bounties claimed and then wins aren't worth anything. It would certainly make it easier if we had 2 people from the same elo bracket. But no, I think that the way I'm going to bounce it is he's going to get only tier 3 bounties. You're going to have your mix of bounties to choose from. And we'll go by total number of completed bounties over a 5-game set. And if you guys are tied, then I will contact both of you to do a special playdown. Where it'll be like, we'll do it live and we'll do first bounty. If you're both still there, then we can do it on the spot. And we'll do a
And we'll do a first bounty claim. Then I'll privately assign both you guys the bounties. And that is how we're gonna do that. You would consider letting Arg go for the match and joinking the second place prize money? How do I incentivize Arg over Tagawa then? Give Arg the chance to go for the first place prize, but then I still have to pay Tagawa second. I don't know if I can do that. I think you have to play Tagawa, Volk. I think we're going to play Tagawa, and it's going to be whoever claims the most bounties. Over a 5-game set. And you'll get maybe I'll set up the website to only give you level 1s and only give him only level 3s. That sounds like it'll be pretty fair. So you have to claim a bounty. It'll be an easy one, and he has to claim a bounty, and it'll be a hard one. I think that's the way to go. I do have notes somewhere with a whole bunch of scenarios that I have stuff for, but I feel like that was none of them that I wrote down, and I think that's pretty good sounding. We're probably going to roll with that. But an incredible tournament. So Sunday, come back here at Sunday 18 GMT, and we're going to run a 5-game bronze medal set and a 5-game gold medal set. Back to back, so 10 games on Sunday. Especially if Tagawa is okay with that. That sounds about the same level of fairness as when we were doing the group stage with the high elos versus the low elos. Because the individual, like you said, they can just play to win. You have to eliminate that to keep the spirit of the tournament alive. And the spirit of the tournament is very important. Who's the best at claiming bounties? So if you're up against the high elo, you should have an easier chance. Yep, that is how we're going to do it. I'm going to make a sticky note right now. Sticky note. Adjust website drafts. Draft for Volk versus Togawa. I don't even know what my notes are, but that is, I'm positive that's how we're going to do this. Volk versus Tagawa. Tagawa only tier 3. Volk only tier 1. Retain 2 refreshes. Most bounties claimed wins. They're still tied. Tied after 5. Special playdown set. First bounty claimed wins. I think Chopsticks and Lighty need some recognition for being so awesome in the group stage. I had no idea the most bounty claimed would be over the 2 stages. Oh yeah, yeah. There was some back and forth dog fighting in the first round, and it's a shame the Lighty had to drop out. Who knows if he had been able to get how many more bounties would he have needed to catch Tagawa though? So 10, and Lighty had a total of 8. Man, he could have, with one more set, if he'd gotten another 2 claims, he might have been able to do it and punched his ticket. So it's a shame that Lighty wasn't able to close things out. Chopsticks for getting first in the first group stage, yeah. Absolutely crazy. He had a clean sweep on someone higher elo than him, I believe. I think he went like 8-0 or something. Let me look at Chopsticks. Let me see what Chopsticks sets were here. Let's see, he was versus Super Monkey Car, and he went 4-1 against someone 300 elo higher than him. I think that was the set I was thinking of. And then his second the game was against Leopard, which is same elo, and he went 8-1. And then what was his other set? Chopsticks. Is that group stage? Yeah, it was. Well, let me find the other one. Leopard. Mouse Puddles. And 1,000 elo player that he's clean swept. 11-0. With 3 bounties claimed. So he maximized his games. His set against Super Monkey Car, 500 elo higher than him. And he manages to end up with 4 points out of it to 1. All the players that managed to progress to... I'm skipping this stupid SpongeBob. More SpongeBob? Come on. Yeah.
And a shout out to ARG for the stand-in sets. Shout out to my moderators for all the help. Thank you to Six Angry Geese for the help with the bounty website. As he helped put that together. Miscellaneous Leopard and Manga Died were here tons with helping out with the bounty predictions and running stuff and overlays. So I just want to make sure I directly thank all of the moderators that have helped me hosting and running the tournament. Thanks to all the players that have participated so far. I am really looking forward to grand finals at 18 GMT Sunday. We've got ARG versus Duduju and Tagawasaki Koi versus Volcorn Kex for your viewing pleasure. So thank you guys very, very much. I'm going to find someone to raid and I'm going to send you guys off.
And another one.
And another one. Do I have someone to raid? Oh, Deneb's online? Why is his name Deneb Walks? You can raid Deneb.
You'll have 2 shots at it.
All right. 3 hours overdue to go to sleep. Thanks for Volcorn Kex. Cheers. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody who watched, and I will see you guys on Sunday. See ya. And
Moana Spa tipped $25 to the Grafrang Event Fund.
Oh,
Go
yeah?
Chopsticks.
go Chopsticks. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated, Manaspa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Prize pool now at 941. That'll cover, I think, the extra cash I would have had to pay ARG for the games today. So thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you Sunday for the grand finals of the Showdown Cup.